Hold up. Stop what you're doing right now. Before y'all continue the context, you already know. Take some time right now. Subscribe to this channel. You get what I'm saying? And once you subscribe, click that notification bell so you can get that notification so you know when I'm here. Cause I'm here, you feel me? And for y'all who also want to help support your boy, you know what I mean, support the cause, all you got to do is click in the description box below. There's 2 links. One link for if you want to donate monthly, you want to set it and forget it, you know what I'm saying, for a minimum of at least $2 a month. You could do more if you would like. Or if y'all want to do a one-time donation, there's another link. That's a PayPal link below. You know what I'm saying? You click that and you can donate as much as you want. You already know every single dollar is important. Every single dollar is appreciated. I appreciate y'all. Now, go right back into that context. It's True Talks. Because True Talks. Stay tuned, boy. It's True Talk. It's true. It's
You already know what time it is.
It's true. It's True Talks. Cause True Talks. All right, let's get straight right into it.
You already know. It's your boy. Welcome to everybody for another episode. What is it? Miss episode 6. Okay. Wow. You actually got that right. Huh? Okay. I see you on top of things.
Thank you.
Episode 6. You already know. Definitely welcome again. Shout out to the YouTube viewers, everyone watching through YouTube, as well as everyone watching through all the podcast platforms via audio. We appreciate you. Again, share, like, and subscribe. We out here. There's no doubt here and there's no drought here. Share this. You already know. Keep going. Now, the season is finally.
You introduce mans, bro.
That's my fault.
Like, what?
That's my fault. You already know we have the guys coming back.
That's right.
Daniel is here.
Simple.
Noah, aka Shit Black, is here.
Oh Lord.
Then we also got Miss Wife on the off the screen. You already know she's here as well. Say hello, everybody. Say what up. Say what up, everybody. You know.
You should give her an applause.
This nigga in the applause. He loves the applauses. He loves the applause.
Is that for me?
That's just for you.
Oh, I like that.
That's just for you.
Okay, yeah. Good stuff. We give an applause. Everybody was saying a 1-2. They saying they appreciate you, but they appreciate me and they appreciate you. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we both
just have it.
It can't just be about you.
We both get appreciated. You feel me? So again, definitely. Again, welcome to the True Talks podcast. So on the docket, you already know what we have here is definitely the season has started. The season not fully started, but the scrimmages have started. We've been seeing how the court, everything looks aesthetically. We're just back in the groove with everything. So there's a whole plethora and a wide range and array of topics that we have to go through because there's a lot of things going on. We have NBA awards. We have everything. You know what I'm saying? So stay tuned. You already know. So let's get straight right into it. So first things first, the first thing that we're going to talk about is definitely I was going to say the Raptors. That's how you know. It's the Raptor shirt that this man's wearing that's just influencing. It's just in my brain. You know what I'm saying? It's just in my brain, in my peripherals. Because, you know, the vision clear. HD. Anyways. So, basically what's been happening is that NBA has announced that, I think the voting is going to start between July 21st through 28th for the awards. The awards is going to end from the date of March 11th from when the season was before the season was suspended and on a hiatus. So everything from the beginning of the season through March 11th is what they have as, you know, a playing field and as basically footage and evidence or whatever you could call it, stats, whatever, to gauge where they're going with who won what, who wins this, who won that. From the MVP, Rookie of the Year, Most Improved, Coach of the Year, etc., First Team, all that stuff. Coach of the Year as well. So we're going to discuss who we feel should win what for each category, right? So you already know, don't mind the train. That shit I know is in the background, but don't mind that shit. Don't mind that shit.
You're all just going to act like there was no train, you know what I mean?
Don't mind that. Don't mind that.
Oh, that's my ride. That's my ride.
So we're definitely going to go first what we feel who the MVP should be. This is a hot topic.
We starting with.
You want to start with the
legit?
No.
We can do that.
What you want to do?
You're the
from
man.
The bottom?
You're the man.
Nah,
bro.
we the man. We the man.
Right.
I'm the man. What do you want to start? Let's go from worst. Actually, no. Yeah, let's go from the worst to the best, like the bottom.
Disrespect.
Let's start Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, let's do Rookie of the Year.
Started from the bottom.
Yeah, start from the bottom. Now we here.
Yeah.
No pun intended. Drake, I see you. Anyways, so we'll start with. You want to start with Coach of the Year or Rookie of the Year? Rookie. Let's do Rookie of
I
the
don't
Year.
even want to talk about Coach of the Year.
This man's disrespectful.
Why?
Let's do Rookie of the
Why?
Year.
Why don't you want to
Wow.
talk about Coach of the Year?
Because I just feel like it's a waste. It's
Of
a
an
waste.
award.
This
topic.
guy is so
Bro,
disrespectful.
so many coaches get carried. Honestly.
Wow.
He's talking from a player's
Like,
perspective. I get
really
what he's
think
saying.
about it, guys. There's coaches that literally get exposed the instant that they don't have stars. They're nobody. What happened to Greg Popovich?
Yes, man.
Wow.
You have DeMar DeRozan.
No,
That's
you're
cap.
LaMarcus
That's not
Aldridge.
You changed the whole
You have
conversation.
never.
No, I'm saying, bro.
No.
Your team is horrible. It's
not.
horrible.
How?
The Spurs are whack.
How?
Listen.
How?
They're just whack.
You're
They're
right.
just whack.
But they're
Bro,
right. They're whack.
That is the
because
number one
no
winning
one has-
percentage in North America
They've
sports.
been in the
bro.
playoffs. There's not one year they have been out of the playoffs. Even
I hear
today.
you.
Your
I-
whole life
I
they've
hear
been
you.
in the playoffs.
I'm not saying that Greg Popovich isn't good. I'm not saying that he's not
What?
important. I'm just
He's
saying
winning
that
good.
I'm
He's
saying
elite.
I'm saying that the award, nobody
Yeah.
cares. Nobody
Well,
cares.
Again,
What?
just like for
Wow.
players, you
No,
gotta understand,
like-
just like for players,
For
getting
real.
awards help contracts or help you get in the next contract. Same with Coach of the Year. It helps.
I
guys.
hear you. But there's players who've won without a good coach.
Yes.
There's no coach who's won without good players.
But you're
That's
not
true.
going to
That's
bring
all
up
I'm- that's all
Popovich.
I'm
No, you're
saying.
right. You're right.
That's
in the
all
grand
I'm
saying.
in the
Okay, so
grand
like
scheme.
it's a
But you
players
brought
it's a
up-
players
but
league.
you brought
Okay,
up-
okay. So
If we were
Daniel,
talking about NFL,
Mhm.
the coaching is more important in the NFL than it is
Yeah,
in the
it's
NBA.
a players league, yeah.
Because literally you could just have a player on your team that's just so great that he literally overcomes you. This is what we've seen even with The Last Dance. Right?
Yeah.
Even though not talking about Phil Jackson, but
But who's a great player that you're talking about? You said Michael Jordan. What do you say? Number 2 on your list was who again?
Yeah, LeBron.
Oh, Lebron.
Yeah,
How
but
many
remember,
times has
I
LeBron
was-
lost
I was
to
spoken
Popovich?
to.
How much times has
I
LeBron
was
lost to
spoken
Popovich?
to.
No. How much times has LeBron
But
lost
he's
to
saying
Popovich?
that the Spurs
No,
had
I
elite
need him
teams.
to answer
Had
my
an elite
question.
player.
You're saying in the
How-
finals?
How many times has LeBron lost to Popovich?
Twice, and almost 3 times. But they, the Ray Allen.
For once he got
Ray
swept.
Allen happened.
The second time he lost in NBA history,
Do I
margin.
care about LeBron?
No, you can't
This
bring up
man
Popovich.
This man is saying
no, you
this
can't-
like,
no.
like I'm a LeBron fan. Like that's gonna hurt
You
me.
said he's number 2
I don't
all
care
time.
about LeBron.
You said he's number 2 all time.
Yeah, but I was talking about.
No.
First of all, now we're going all over the place.
No, we're not.
Because your mind
No,
is
we're
never
not.
able to stay
No, we're
on
not.
target.
Look at
Your
you,
mind. Bro, have you ever seen somebody who their eyes shake? Their eyes shake like this? That's his focus.
Deflect.
Dog, your mind is all over the place, bro.
Nah.
Like at the end of the day, when you're
What is
talking,
it? You brought up Popovich,
please take control.
and then you said great players always win.
Listen.
No,
what-
you said great players always win.
Yes, he's
Yes.
saying multiple
But a
things.
great player.
Great players overcome coaching.
Okay,
Great players
so-
are more important than coaching. So when LeBron lost to the Spurs, are
They
you
still had
saying
great
that
players,
that
yeah.
Timmy
They
wasn't
still-
there?
Yeah,
Are
they
you
still
saying
did.
that Tony
Kawhi-
Parker wasn't there?
Kawhi was
Are
there.
you saying that Ginobili wasn't there? Are you saying that Kawhi
I
wasn't
agree
there?
with your point.
But where
What
are
you're
those guys?
saying is irrelevant.
But where are those guys in the history, though?
What do you mean? Where are those guys
You
in
said-
history?
Where are they?
You're making a
Where
next
are they,
point
man?
that is not.
No, you're not
no
going to
one's
bring
talking
Popovich.
nonsense,
I'm looking
man.
out for you, my man.
Hold on.
You
I
are
agree.
not talking
Popovich
about
is the boy.
Popovich.
Hold on. Let me
Listen,
say what I'm saying.
he's invited to the cookout.
let me-
he's
let me-
invited everywhere in life.
Let
Never
me
talk about
say what I'm
Popovich.
saying. What I'm saying is he said multiple things within his
Statement.
spew and his statement that obviously is clashing with certain things. So one part of what he said, which is correct, which is in the grand scheme of things, players normally are the bread and butter, not the coaches. Because even if a coach draws a play, if I brick the shot, that play doesn't matter. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of the times, it's not even down to a play. It's down to the IQ of the actual players at the end of the day. But then again, coaching in the grand scheme of things is like, basically what he's saying is the coaching, when people mention coach of the year and coach of the year, it's like you're giving credit to a coach that if that coach is really that guy, it shouldn't matter who he actually has on his roster. Meaning if he has a bum team, he still should be that guy as the coach. And when it comes to players, there's players who have a bum team and they're still in playoff contention, or they have a great team, they're championship contention. Like players dictate more than the coach dictate. That's what he's saying. But then while he's saying that, he said he tried to roast Popovich, saying, "Look at
I wasn't
the Spurs."
roasting
He
him.
wasn't roasting,
but
but
what you're
He
saying is
was
correct.
roasting
but what he was
Popovich.
saying in his example, now it changes what he's actually saying, because Popovich, no matter what great players or low tier players, they actually still are in playoffs every single year
That's
or
a
in the
good
playoff
point.
contention. So Popovich is not the example you should be using. The example you should be using is guys maybe like
Eric Spoelstra.
exactly.
That's a better
Wow,
example.
that's disrespectful.
It's not disrespectful to their exposure. It's just saying that
And it's not even saying that you're not a good coach.
It's just
you
saying-
can be an amazing coach
Yeah.
and have a horrible
it's
team.
the impact you have on
Because the
on
coaching,
outcome.
the coaching, although it's important, it can only do so much.
when you have
At the end of the day, your stars is what's most important in the NBA.
to back you up perfectly is like what Charles Barkley and all Shaq and everybody has been saying. This is what a lot of the players hate when a coach gets fired. A coach gets fired because of a situation that he has not really any control of. You don't give him players. You expect him to still be winning. When he was winning when he had the players. Now he doesn't have the players and he's losing. You blame the coach, you fire him. That already is showing you that clearly the coach can only do what he's doing when he has a certain base.
Yeah.
If he doesn't have a certain base, what do you expect him to do? So that, again, you can't have it like that, but then want to praise the coach for all these hella high awards when we know you're only winning because of the situation.
That's all I'm
That's
saying.
what he's trying to
That's
say,
all
which
I'm
I
saying.
get.
Because some people could end up getting coach of the year when really it wasn't even about you. It was just about your players.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas there's some guy that might actually be who I don't even know. Actually, if you actually look at his plays, you look at his meetings, he might actually be the best coach in the NBA, but he just with pure
Yeah.
Just
scrubs.
shitty players.
So none of us even know that he's actually elite
Yeah, you
as
don't
a
know
coach
the X's
like
and
that.
O's that he's doing because it's not. If I run elite plays, if my players are fugazi and they brain fart and they're not able to run it, it looks like
Exactly.
I'm not controlling them. But then
Exactly.
again, within that conversation, obviously, when you get into the nitty gritty, there's tiers of coaching. This
Of
coach,
course.
certain when they have the same situation, this coach will do better because
Exactly.
he's also a motivational nigga. He could, you know what I mean? He could do all those other things, but that's a different discussion. But I get what you're saying in the grand scheme. But now,
But Spurs was a bad example.
So coach of the year, you guys are saying rewards winning.
yes, all these awards actually
Yeah.
reward winning, except for maybe rookie of the year and some
Okay.
other ones.
Yeah, besides rookie
Yeah.
of the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And maybe, all the other ones is winning.
Rookie
So
of the
that's
year,
why.
sometimes MVP is also inconsistent, right? Like what
Yeah.
they did with Westbrook was
Yeah,
inconsistent.
That was the only time, though.
Do you see
Every
what I'm
other
saying?
time is always the most winningest team.
Yeah.
Even defensive player of the year,
They
isn't
could change.
Really on
They
winning
could
that
change.
much.
They could change what it is. That's why for me, I don't put too much stock into accolades. The accolade I put stock into is rings and finals MVPs and those type of stuff because that's you. We can't spew it. It's not my decision versus your. I won the chip. I'm the best player on the team. Finals MVP guaranteed. You get what I'm saying? Like it's literally you have more control. That's why I don't really bring up regular season MVPs. I don't because it's situational. All of that is situational.
And the eye test, man. I think that a lot of people, they underestimate how much your eyes tell you.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? Like there's some guys that sure they get buckets, but they have to be in a very specific situation in order to.
Yeah.
Right? There's other guys you could throw them anywhere and it doesn't matter. They're just gonna get buckets regardless, either way. Do you see what I'm saying? So
And that's why it's a testament to Popovich.
okay.
Yeah, for his role player. But anyways, get off that. The coach of the year. Who do you feel should be the coach? For me, who's the top two? Nurse. Honestly, with I give high praise to Nurse. I'm a guy that gives high praise to Nurse because for me, honestly, on the Raptors, especially even last year, the two guys that I rated the most was Nurse and Kawhi. Those were the two guys I rated the most. Obviously, like the Raptors fans, I already know you guys how you're gonna come. But to me, I look at the person.
They're already in the comments.
I look at the person who has to go through the most adversity.
Word.
And how you react to that adversity shows me how elite you really are. We've seen Casey have mans and never adjust. Never. Same rotation. And the only adjustment the man did was start Norman Powell versus the Bucks, and they finally won in a first round matchup. That should have been a sweep. That should have been a sweep. That should have been a sweep, and it took 80 years to do that. I don't want to hear that shit. The Philly series was the most toughest series where the man had to adjust bare times. I'm watching him. One game, they start off, remember, that was both of them were going back and forth, him and Brett Brown. And Brett Brown was actually coaching and using IQ. You know what? I'm going to put him beat on Pascal. Pascal after game one did nothing. You get what I'm saying? And it was just Kawhi going to work after adjust. And then the last game, the turning point when we're down 2-1 in game four at Philly. What happened? He started, he put a Marc Gasol and Ibaka together, which he's never done because they're hella big. So he's done little things like that constantly. You've seen the adjustments he's done with Giannis in Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? So he's been adjusting every series and getting better and better. You seen what he did versus Golden State with the Bucks and one, et cetera, et cetera. So when I look at Nurse, he adjusted so much that I actually gave him respect. That's why I don't really think he's that far off from what Kerr is, because Kerr had elite and didn't really have to just OD, but he had, right, with starting Iguodala in that one series, whatever. But anyways, I rate Nurse, and I think Nurse having Kawhi gone, and then the Raptors are still in a situation where you could just plug and play random guy. Terrence Davis is going to work, like, you know what I mean? That has to do with the situation and the movement and the structure he has in place. So the fact that they're doing better without Kawhi, regular season wise, that's a testament to Nurse. That's where I say true coaching gets, is oozing out, and I can see that. At the end of the day, too, you have, who else do they have? They want to give it to Frank Vogel with the Lakers, but Frank Vogel with the Lakers is mainly the two superstars.
But
that
goes
to his point.
What I'm talking about.
LeBron coaches that team. LeBron comes out like the only thing that Frank Vogel, obviously he's doing play sets and whatever, but the only main thing he's doing is literally just minute restriction adjustments
what he's doing is he's getting in the backpack.
He's doing maintenance.
He's getting into the backpack.
He is in the backpack.
You see what I'm saying?
He is in the backpack.
But maintenance, you guys got to give
not
him
holding the
They don't really
backpack.
they don't have a system, because if they really had a system, there's no excuse why Kuzma shouldn't be eating. There's no excuse for that. You get what I'm saying? So his is mainly, you see, when the fact that LeBron comes out and you guys do nothing, if the coaching was elite, you should be doing something. There should be no low like that.
Noah, what do you think? Who is the coach?
The coach of the year is Nurse, period.
Okay.
Yeah, we agree on that one.
The man had so many injuries this year.
That's another key
man
point.
Lost a top 5 player.
Actually forgot about that.
And he still kept the team going. They had the longest winning streak, I think, or second longest in the season.
Yeah.
They had the franchise most longest winning streak too.
Yep.
The biggest deficit of the year to come back. I'm sure they losing by like 30 and came back and won.
Yep. There's a lot of things,
They've had so much. He even had a guy that's on the bench, Norman Powell, get player of the week.
Yeah, that's
so
crazy.
why is it a toss-up then?
He's had so much.
Because they don't really, the media doesn't really respect the Raptors like that. So, and they're not flashy. They're not flashy. Now, there is some people who are rooting and saying and echoing Nurse. Like, I see it, right? Like, I see like Jalen Rose, some of those guys, right? But at the end of the day, it's not a high topic. You're always normally the best team. This is also what hinders what sometimes what Coach of the Year. Normally, the best teams are the top teams and the high-ranked teams and the big-name teams. Normally, if they're, especially the Lakers, they went from not being in the playoffs to now being in the playoffs. They want to give it to that coach when he wasn't on the team both years. So how are you giving it to him?
See, my logic for this whole thing is, even though, like, it's a weird, right? Because first of all, as we know, I don't really like this award too much, although I understand why it's here.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? But I prefer the system where you reward winning, because winning is the only really tangible, measurable thing, right? If we had tape of people in practices so I could see what you're actually implementing in the film and stuff like that,
the scenes,
then I could be more specific to choose somebody, right?
Yeah.
So based off the winning, I could understand why it would be given to Nick Nurse, and obviously I wouldn't be mad at that. It's Toronto all day. But I would say to give it to Mike Budenholzer.
Yeah, I'm not mad at
what
that
I'm
one.
saying?
That was
Like,
another option I was
That's what I would say, because at the end of the day, even though
they may breaking records.
he's in a backpack too. Don't get me wrong. He's definitely
Not necessarily.
He's definitely in a backpack.
But he's done it before,
Not
though.
necessarily.
I hear you. But he's in a backpack right now.
But his backpack is a less of a backpack.
It's not like Frank Vogel.
Because it's one nigga.
Okay, so
Middleton's
he's in a
an all-star.
satchel. He's in a satchel.
So he's not Dora.
He's in a one strap.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? It's a swaggy thing. You know what I mean? Like, you can rock that. It's not going to school, but you're still being carried. You see what I'm saying?
See, for me,
Because-
I'm gonna argue against devil's advocate against what you're saying. For Budenholzer, he created a system, a 5-out system
for sure. That's
that
why-
caters
that's
to
what I'm saying,
Giannis,
that's what
and
I'm
he's
saying.
done. And all the George Hill comes there, he's snapping. All these
But
other
that's why
guys
you gotta
come.
let me finish, though.
Okay, go ahead.
The reason why I say Mike Budenholzer and why I say that he's still in a backpack is I'm saying that he's maximized his backpack. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's that kid that when you come to school, he has like all the signatures on his backpack and all the new pins. And you're like, damn, that backpack looks nice. Do you see what I'm saying? So he's taking Giannis. He's taking Giannis and he's maximized Giannis to the fullest. Because really, if Giannis was in a different situation because of the limitations to his game, he could not even be an MVP discussion right now.
Yeah, that's
Right?
facts.
It's because Mike Budenholzer has put him literally in a position to succeed that we see him succeeding to the level that he is succeeding.
I
Do you see what I'm saying? So both of them have helped each other. He's taken what he has and he's maximized it. So I would give it to him, especially with the Bucks record and all that. But at the end of the day, it's an award that I don't truly care about. Do you see what I'm saying? Just to be real.
So we have two. Nurse, what do you think? You don't. Doesn't
I
matter
think
to
it
you?
should go to Nurse.
Nurse. So we have three.
Who
Nurse,
won it
one
last year?
Budenholzer. I think it was.
So you guys
I think it was Budenholzer that won it last year. Yeah, I think it was because Giannis won MVP too.
So you guys wouldn't give it to Budenholzer?
I didn't say I wouldn't give it to
I wouldn't
Budenholzer.
give
I'm
it
not
to
mad because they're
Budenholzer.
doing record type of stuff. But for me, if you're
The situation,
your
everything that
situation's
Nick
been
Nurse
the
had to
same.
overcome.
Yeah.
He's
He's
been
overcome so much.
I get you.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And then
He wasn't the Raptors. No one had the Raptors even in a 2 spot. They're in a position where people are like, oh wow, they could repeat. Once Kawhi left, they're like, oh, this team's gonna be like LeBron when the Cavs left. And
So-
the fact that he's overcome, that's a big staple to your to the
Yeah.
coaching.
Okay, so is there anybody else that we could see that we wouldn't be mad at? Like for me, that's the only other person I wouldn't be mad at. Do you see what I'm saying? Like I could understand somebody saying Mike D'Antoni because he's trying something revolutionary,
not at
a
all.
completely small team.
Yeah, sorry,
like,
Budenholzer won last year.
like with
So,
no
yeah,
bigs at all. Do you see what I'm saying?
You're saying who?
but-
Houston?
Yeah, because he's trying something.
But their record though, they're only 6th in the West.
But that's exactly what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So for me, the only one I wouldn't be mad at is between Budenholzer.
yeah, for
and-
me,
and
it's,
Nurse.
I have only
right.
Nurse
If
and
Frank
Budenholzer.
Vogel wins, I'm gonna say that's cap. Do you see what I'm saying? If Mike D'Antoni wins, I'm gonna say that's cap.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree. We agree there.
That's the
All right, so let's move on. Okay, so anyways, we go to the next topic and we're going to what we want to do. We want to do most improved. Let's do most improved. We'll do most improved. That's what we're going to go with. The most improved player of the year. Last year, the most improved was Pascal Siakam. Familiar to all the Raptors fans, especially y'all that are watching. We already know about the most improved. Now,
Spicy P.
again, for me, I think the candidates this year that they have is, people are saying Luka because Luka is one of the, even though he averaged 21 last year, as a rookie, he's averaging now 28.7, which is 29. So he's jumped OD. He went from a rookie of the year to being an MVP candidate in his second year, which
That's
we
solid.
rarely haven't seen. Like someone being a rookie of the year and MVP the next year, that's reckless. So that's their jump. They're looking at, okay, he improved from this to this. That's how they're looking at it. Luka's one of the candidates. They have Brandon Ingram as one of the candidates, went from being a trade package nigga to now an all-star. You get what I'm saying? So that's another guy. Then they also have guys like Devontae Graham, who went from nothing to now on the scene with 18 points per game.
And I feel
And
bad for him because
There's a couple of the guys, but
like he's on one of those teams that is literally a vortex. Like nobody cares about Charlotte, right? I'm not talking about Charlotte the city. I'm talking about Charlotte the team. And we understand that because nobody cares about the Raptors until we won the championship. And even now,
and even now, we're still
don't
getting
care.
shit on.
Do you see what I'm saying? We don't get no respect. That's Charlotte. Do you see what I'm saying? Like Kemba has been nice since time.
yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? So I feel bad for Devontae Graham. You know what I mean? Because he's really, he really came out of nowhere. Do you see what I'm saying?
100%.
I think Luka, for his age, is doing stupid, amazing.
Age or anything, he's just doing amazing.
At
Period.
21,
Even if he was 27, that's
this is
still
crazy.
Still,
To be
amazing
real with
stats.
you, for me, I wouldn't necessarily give it to Devontae Graham only because of how low market his team is.
It's not low
And the
market,
fact that or low exposure his team is, and the fact that he's only averaging, I think it's 18 points.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see what I'm saying? For me, I could understand Brandon Ingram winning it, but if I'm gonna give it to Brandon Ingram, then in my mind, why wouldn't I give it to Luka,
yeah.
who's just a higher version of Ingram? Do you see what I'm saying?
For me, my award pick is definitely Brandon Ingram. The reason for me is because, so I get with the Luka thing. The thing is, Luka, like the way Most Improved works and the way it's normally seen, Most Improved is not supposed to be award for the elite. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to, like, when you give someone, oh, you're the Most Improved, it's kind of like you're nobody and now you're somebody. That's kind of the context of the award, right?
Then why wouldn't you give it to Devontae?
Hold on. Let me finish what I'm saying. Let me finish what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that's how the Most Improved has been, right? Now, it's not necessarily that you're nobody and now you're somebody. You're basically haven't been seen on an elite echelon, and now you've entered somewhat of an elite or all-star type of caliber stratosphere in media's eyes and perspective. You're talked about more, right? It doesn't mean you're now an MVP guy, but it just means you weren't really looked at, and now you're looked at, right? Devontae Graham wasn't really looked at, and even still, he's not really looked at. You know what I'm saying? So that's obviously due to the Charlotte and whatever, but he's still not really looked at. If you look at the last Most Improved, there's always been an all-star caliber player that gets Most Improved. We look at from Victor Oladipo. It's guys who are like underperforming and all of a sudden now they're back on the scene, all-star, right? D'Angelo Russell could have been one. Pascal, same thing. We don't really know of you, but now you're on all-star caliber play. Devontae Graham's on an all-star caliber play. You get what I'm saying? You look at Brandon Ingram. Fits the exact role of Victor Oladipo. Went from one team, right, where he was averaging 18, but people don't obviously give him credit for that. Victor Oladipo was averaging 16. Don't give him credit for that. It's like, okay, you're a trade package, you're gone. Now I'm on my own, and you see what I do. I'm an all-star. That same year. You know what I'm saying? And I'm averaging my career highs and I'm snapping. Exactly what Brandon Ingram did. So now he stepped back onto the scene, and a lot of people don't see it coming because they write someone off once the media creates a narrative about you, right? A lot of people don't break out of that funk that the media gives you. There's a lot of guys, if you look at the average of people that come into the league, there's a lot of guys who are high picks. You get what I'm saying? They're high picks, they're this, Greg Oden types, Anthony Bennett types, all of this, and then out 2-3 years, you just phase out. Once you get one stipulation, and then you just bounce. And once you bounce and it doesn't work at the next place, now you're just bouncing. You know what I'm saying? It happened to Brandon Jennings. It happened to a lot of these guys, right? Obviously, there's reasons for that. But the fact that Victor Oladipo broke it, you know what I'm saying, is definitely why I'm like, okay, Brandon Ingram's from the same cloth. Now, when it comes to Luka is definitely someone where it's like, it's rare. You rarely get an all-star rookie of the year, elite type of guy jump that reckless in his next year. So I get why people think of that, but regardless, Luka's Luka. Even if he didn't jump, he's still Luka. He just won the rookie of the year. It's not like you don't know of him. He was all the talk of last year, him and Trae Young. You know what I'm saying? So him jumping to MVP caliber is not as big of a jump as Brandon Ingram jumping from being traded to now all-star. You get what I'm saying? That's my logic with it. And at the end of the day, if you're in the MVP discussion, now you don't win MVP, but you get Most Improved, that's so disrespectful.
So you're going to give
you know what I'm saying? If you're in MVP discussion, you're too elite to be talked about in the Most Improved. Why am I talking about you here?
No, but the reason why I would say it would be Luka is because you weren't in MVP discussion.
I know, but
the year before you were just a rookie and you were seen as the rookie of the year, and now the next year you are in MVP. So to me, that's like, for the simple fact that this is only your second year and we're already considering you as a most valuable player in the NBA, and you're actually contributing to make your team, I wouldn't say a legitimate contender like
they are.
But you actually have like I would say that the Mavs are like an upset type of team. Like they're a team I can see can upset.
No. They're only one game. They're 7th seed, but they're one game out of the 3rd seed.
No, Denver. I get you, but I'm just talking about in terms of like, and you know, Lakey and I talked about this off camera. I just so much off of the eye test. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm talking just purely off of the eye. For me, for them to be a true contender, Porzingis has to be Porzingis from the Knicks.
Yes, 100% agree.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen that yet, although they're still doing very well, which is why I think Luka deserves it. I don't think that they have what it takes to win the actual championship just yet. But still, from that leap that I've seen from Luka, I would rather give the award to him than to Brandon Ingram, who, although he deserves it, I wouldn't be mad if he won it. But at the same time, like his team, you know what I mean? It's not even like the guy on his team like that.
That's why, for me, why I think Brandon Ingram deserves it is not only going from Hollywood, LA, being a top pick, then seeing in the trade package for AD, seeing how they're flourishing on the other end, and then they bring the number 1 pick, Zion, and he was not supposed to be seen. No one was going to care about Brandon. And then what happens? Man's got injured on the team. Everyone's been injured on that team, and he's still there, stayed forward, put up numbers, kept them in the hunt. So I think he definitely deserves that compared to where Luka, now they started giving him more pieces, and now he has more things around him. The team was not built for Brandon.
Yes, that's
It was
fact.
built for Zion.
That's
a great point. That's a great point.
But
That's a very
also,
good point.
it's
It
two
was an
different
add-on.
narratives.
Yeah, it was an add-on.
Where he took it and
Yeah.
said, okay, I'm going to lead this team and be an all-star, compared to another guy who's like, okay, what do we have on the table for me today?
I hear
the
you,
difference.
but would you be mad though?
No, I wouldn't be mad, but for me, it's like, it's upsetting to the nature of the award.
Yeah,
Because the
I would
award
be
has
mad.
always gone to guys that have the most adversity, the hardest storylines, like stuff like that.
I hear you.
And he has the most to deal with that. Being
I hear
traded,
And
having the
But
number one
I
pick,
think-
having everyone look him off, and injured
and
team.
someone who just entered the scene. Almost,
Yeah.
if you're in the MVP caliber or talk or anything like that, you're already on the scene. Like,
Yeah.
even yes, you improved, but you know what I'm saying. It's not the most improved award itself is like a B award. The fact that you're already discussed in an A award and now I give you a B award, you know what I'm saying? It's like Luka would probably take it as disrespectful.
You think so?
Yes, because how am I most improved if I'm already elite? Every other man who won the most improved award went from not elite or not discussed to now you're all-star or now you're on the scene.
So you're
Luka
saying,
is
so you're pretty much saying that award is beneath him.
yes. That
I
award
rate
is
it.
beneath him. Because
I
taking
rate
it,
it.
he's not
It is,
just a
'cause
rookie
at
of
the
the
same
year.
time-
He's a rookie of the year that they're comparing him and Trae Young to Magic and Bird, and he's on
and that's
like
the
the
thing.
next
But
echelon
that's
to carry the
to
league.
me.
So you're
because-
supposed to be in the MVP award.
Yeah, because they already
conversation.
said
I
he's
hear
going to be.
That's his potential.
Yeah, they already
Because he
said
got
he's
it
the face
faster.
of the league. Like,
Exactly.
he'll be the future of the league.
Brandon Ingram, no one even thought he would be an.
And I think
They
that
thought
this
he's
would,
done.
to me, this would just help push that narrative, right? Because remember, in terms of the marketability of the NBA, right? The
Mhm.
NBA makes money off of stars. Do you see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It makes money off of box office players,
Mhm.
right? I can sell Luka more than I can sell Brandon Ingram.
Mhm.
Do you see what I'm saying? Luka is very box office. Very. It's scary. Especially because he's a white guy. So pushing forward that narrative for Luka, I think to me would be continuing to be interesting for the league
Yeah.
moving forward, especially the fact, and that in and of itself would be contextualized. People would be say, like, I can picture Shannon Sharp saying, "Scat,
Yeah.
this man
Yeah, you already know how you go.
is an MVP conversation and he's the most improved."
Yeah.
Do you
But
see what I'm saying?
The only thing with that though
That's
is
me.
where now it's gonna do a disservice for the future, because once you get someone who is an MVP candidate win the most improved award, remember a lot of those guys before that are elite, like Dame went from one time 23 points per game to 28. He like a lot of these elite guys are jumping, but they've never been in the ballpark or in the discussion for MIP
I
because
hear
it's a B
you. That's
award. So
actually a
now
good point.
if you bring all
Now
these
you're
MVP
gonna- you're gonna
categories
mash
to
it up.
that, it's
Now
like
all of a sudden,
Exactly.
MVPs are always going to be getting most improved at the
this
same
this
time, too.
award is kind of like even though it's disrespectful to say, but it's kind of like a charity award for the NBA, because every other award is like elite.
Yeah.
There's this award is kind of like, okay, let's pay
It's the
respect
blue-collar
to the
award.
underrated, the
Yeah.
underrated
Yeah.
guys. Let's pay respect to those
I
guys.
hear you.
So if you have an elite infiltrate in that area, no underrated guy's gonna get nothing moving forward.
But I don't think it's ever been given to somebody twice. It's not like a repeat
I know,
award,
I'm saying,
right? Like and that's the only thing against because everything you said was very IQ, right?
Mhm.
But the thing with most improved is just like an award that you can only get once. It's like rookie of the year.
yeah,
Do you see what I'm saying? They're gonna give it to you one time, and maybe twice if you came back from an injury and you were a scrub the first year you came back, and then the next year you're back to all-star level. Do you see what I'm saying? But other than that, you know
I'm
what I mean?
saying
It's
that
not.
that year now with someone else. Go ahead.
But no, I'm seeing what Daniel is saying on flipping the narrative on that title too. Like the actual
The award.
the award, where you now make it look like, okay, it is a prestige award. Because everyone never really cared about
Most
the most improved, right? And to bring it to, like, for example, wrestling, like Intercontinental. No man wants to win that. You just want to be a heavyweight.
Yeah.
But then when you see John Cena with the Intercontinental, and you're like, okay,
Now everyone goes.
now
for it.
everyone's
Yeah,
just like, okay, now it has a different caliber with it, you know? And that's where I could understand it. Now it brings it to
yeah,
more of
brings
the
it to
plateau.
yeah.
Now it's like, okay, it's not going to be a bottom footnote on the awards.
Yeah.
Now it's
Like,
like,
give it to
who's going to win the most improved now?
Like, give it.
It would
to-
elevate the award itself.
Exactly,
Yeah, I get that
elevate the
point.
award.
Honestly, I agree with that. For me, you know me, I'm all about elite. There's no, if you're a low tier guy or like you now stepped on the scene, yes, you do better, but you haven't done nothing yet. You know what I mean? The elite should be awarded for everything because you're elite. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with that, but I just know the NBA. I'm just coming from the NBA's perspective. The NBA, every award is elite. Then this is the one award where it's like, okay, let's now. Not the scrubs, but let's now pay. Let's now.
Daniel's gonna get murdered
Let's now
in
rate.
these comments.
Let's now rate guys who are actually working hard to change themselves. Listen to that. We don't want no scrubs. All right, so perfect. So now we end that. Let's go to the next one. Defensive Player of the Year. Let me see who the candidates are. A lot of people are saying Giannis. Now this is gonna segue right to MVP. You know what I'm saying? Actually, no, before we go Defensive Player of the Year, let's do Rookie of the Year. Let's do Rookie of the Year. Rookie of the Year.
You have me thinking.
My fault. Rookie of the Year. Rookie of the Year, there's basically two men. John Morant
It's
and
one
Zion.
man. It's one man.
John Morant and
It's
Zion.
one man.
What do you think?
Listen,
It's one man.
John Morant should not be mentioned in this conversation. I love John Morant.
What?
I am a big fan of
Noah's
John
about
Morant.
to get out of his chair.
But listen,
What is going on?
the Rookie of the Year is by far Zion.
But wasn't he injured for most
He was
of
injured,
the?
yeah.
I don't care. We are marching to Zion. Beautiful. Do you understand what kind of tickets this guy is selling?
Yeah.
What kind of attention this man is on the face of 2K.
But what if you give him the award, what precedents do you send?
You send the precedents that be great. When you come here, be great. Be
But
great.
let me check how many games he
But
has
from
played.
a talent
Oh, what?
perspective, like outside of popularity, outside of ticket sales, outside of
Just the
him
talent.
busting his shoe on the court,
Zion averages more points per game.
Yeah,
No,
he's
he
doing.
doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
Does he?
I'm gonna do.
Are
side
you blam?
Bro.
let's fact check it.
I'm a fact.
John
check everything
Morant
right
has
now. I got
every
you.
single category, bro.
I got you right now.
Every single
No,
category.
You see, this is why I know, bro. You
No.
spell with only capital letters, bro.
Listen.
Because you stay Catholic, bro.
It was like, is he angry? No, he's lying.
Not at all.
I'm gonna check just now.
Let's check it. Let's
I'm
check
gonna check
it.
just now.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm pulling them up right now. So we
So what
got.
happens when you're wrong?
I got you here. I'm gonna
I
tell you
can't
right
be
now. So
wrong,
first
bro.
thing, let's go with the games played.
Okay.
John Morant has played 59 games and Zion has played 19.
Why are you talking?
Okay,
Why
out
are
of
we
an
talking?
82 game season. Okay,
Sorry,
why
say
are
that
we-
again. Repeat that
John
again.
The season
Morant.
was cut short.
Hold on. John Morant has played 59 games.
Okay.
And Zion played 19.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
don't care.
Why are we even
Okay,
having
so
a
hold
convo?
on. So
Yeah.
again, because it's only 19 games, your stats are going to be more infiltrated and boosted because it's a short sample
I feel like
size.
to
Hold
even
on.
mention, you gotta
Posting.
hit
Yeah.
a certain number of games.
You see,
That's
Leke
exactly. Hold on,
did
let me
this on
say the
purpose.
rest. No, that's the
Leke
that's
said
the
this.
first
Leke
point.
did
I'm
this on
going for the
purpose.
rest of the stats.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's to give
John Morant
context.
is averaging 17.6 points per game. Zion is averaging 23.6. Okay? John Morant is averaging 3.5 rebounds. Zion is averaging 7. John Morant's averaging 7 assists. Zion is averaging 2.2. Josh shooting 49 from the field. Zion is shooting 59. John Morant is
I thought
30
you said
Hold on,
this
hold
is a sweep
Hold on.
from the category.
It's a sweep. It's
Hold
a
on,
sweep.
hold
Now
on.
you were born in the capital city. You write with capital letters. They call you Captain Cap. All you do is cap.
Hold on. John Morant, 37 from 3-point line. Zion is 46.2, but he only shot like 10 threes. John Morant is 77 from free throw. Zion is 65. And then efficiency, we don't really care about that PR, but the win shares, Zion is 2 and the win shares is 3.4 John Morant. Not only that, what I will give to John Morant is with Zion, everyone talked about the Pelicans were a playoff bound team. Once they made the acquisitions of Zion, Lonzo, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, and all those boys. Everyone
JJ Redick.
had them, even me. I talked about it on the show that they're the scary sleeper team that them and the Mavs can enter the playoffs. Nobody in their right mind talked about Memphis. So the fact that Memphis is the 8th seed right now to this day is a hella boost for John Morant because it's because of that nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he's not only played more games, but he's also been the captain of a ship for a young team that people thought they're going to be like the Phoenix Suns.
Who made more noise?
John Morant made more noise when Zion
John
was
Morant
playing.
did.
Who made more noise?
Listen, John Morant was giving assists to your
In the
boy Travis
totality.
Kelce, okay?
In the totality,
He was
is
giving assists
Zion.
to it.
No, in the
The
short term,
impact-
it's Zion.
The impact.
No,
Have you ever
Captain.
been to the beach?
Here we
I
go.
want you to understand, okay?
Here we go.
The difference between these two. You saw the Lion King?
This nigga, man.
Remember when Mufasa was walking?
Mufasa was walking.
Okay,
a lot. Where?
Mufasa is Zion. Okay, Mufasa is Zion. And John came to put his footprint in his footprint. That is the impact of Zion to Ja. And I love Ja. Okay? I love Ja. But Ja, because I love Simba. But you are not Mufasa. Mufasa
This
is
nigga.
Zion.
Oh my god.
It's Zion. Because at the end of the day, who cared? I understand the basketball heads cared about Ja. Yes. All the basketball heads, we cared about Ja. But everybody cared about Zion. Commercials about Zion. 2K,
Yeah, but
the first person that they put is Zion. The games that we're watching, the highlights that we're watching, Zion. All the talk is about Zion. And he lived up to that pressure. Bro, this guy's had that. The last time we saw a player have that much pressure coming in to an NBA season was LeBron.
Yeah.
Based on how long people have been following Zion, I've been seeing him like abusing 5'5" guys on his high school team. And people are saying like, yo, he's playing with little boys. Let's see when he gets to the league. Ja didn't have that pressure. As you said, Ja, when he came onto the Grizzlies, he's coming into a team where there is no expectations. But the one thing that you know about the NBA,
That's true. I give you that point.
the one thing that you know about the NBA is when the stakes are higher is when you see who the real stars are.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Zion coming with the type of pressure that he had and playing to the level that he played just even emphasizes that much more why I think he deserves the award. And that's why I think that the NBA actually made a mistake by giving the awards now instead of finishing what's the so-called regular season. If this is still a part of the regular season, then let it count towards the award.
But no, 'cause it's not-
The
it's
break
not the
is
same.
too much. The
And
break.
not
That's
only-
just what I'm
I
saying
know.
because now it's playing against it's playing against people.
Who?
Do you see what I'm saying? Because now in terms of people that want to build up these accolades, because remember these accolades also they come into play for your contract negotiations.
Yeah, but it would be unfair to have a season play in momentum and go, and then all of a sudden you stop for 4 months and then come back and then do the MVP awards, continuing that second half part. People have recency bias. They're gonna base on just a short 8 game.
I hear you.
It's basically gonna be an 8-game sample size
Yeah,
to do
and
all the
not-
awards,
and not
which
only-
is not, and with people at a rust and like it's not. That's not IQ. You played majority of the games till March 11th. You play like 60 something games. It's only, even if you played all 82, would only be like 15 games left.
And
You
on,
know what I'm saying?
and on top of that, because not every team's in the bubble, so where's the games? Where's the games? Where's the games where I could beat up on the Atlanta Hawks and those teams?
No,
where I could get my
that's
stats
a
up?
very good point.
Exactly.
That's
That's a great point.
That's a very
So-
good point.
That's a great point.
That is, as a matter of fact, that is the point.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
the
Congratulations. We should give him an applause.
Applause,
Wow.
applause,
I'm joking.
applause for
You
that
are
one.
wearing
He
an
doesn't
NFL
deserve it.
jersey talking smack. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to hear from
Let's give him an applause. Let's give him an applause.
Yes. No, that's love. That's love.
Look at this nigga.
That's
Give him an
love.
applause.
That's love.
That's low-key he's disrespecting you at the same time saying you
That's
made
love.
one good point finally on episode.
I know he's trying to
On
sun
episode
me.
6.
He tried to sun me. He tried to sun me.
man.
My baby
The
boy.
comments,
Wow. My grandson.
But yeah,
The
no,
son of
I
my
get.
son.
Honestly, I get what you're saying. But for me, like, you know me, at the end of the day, everything is context, and I don't really care that much about hype and all that stuff. Which I get what you're saying. What you're saying is factual. That the fact that Zion had all this pressure, especially his first game, that first game was elite. The fact that your weakness became your strength. You splashed all those threes when that's supposed to be your weakness in game one with all that hype. Like that's. Ja didn't have that kind of praise, so I get, or had that kind of expectation or platform that everyone's waiting, or what is he gonna do? Obviously, people did, but not to that point. But for me, it's about the totality of the season.
Yeah,
Ja Morant, while Zion is injured because he wants to be too heavy and eat too much, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you sussed yourself.
Don't do that.
What do you mean don't do?
Don't do that.
He's been having
You
bubble
played in
food.
summer
You
league
trying
with
to say
Ja.
So
And he
you're
came
just
with a
gonna
tree
blame
trunk
it
as
on
an
his
arm.
weight. You will not sit here and body shame. You are body
I'm
shaming.
not in the league.
He's big boned.
I didn't listen.
Big Bone did.
Listen to what I'm saying. When you see him in college and you seen him how he was, and all of a sudden, when I seen this nigga at summer league,
a tree trunk.
I seen this man at summer league, and he has to exert so much energy to get by. I'm like, that's why everyone was talking about his weight. They had to retrain him how to walk. Who does that happen to? They're saying you're so heavy, we have to go back to ground one like you're a toddler and train you how to walk.
Just because.
And that's why you missed the games. I'm not giving, no.
It's not just because he's heavy. It's because of how explosive he is.
Stop it.
At his size.
Are you gonna tell me he's in
When
shape?
he came in, there wouldn't be no problems. It's because he got heavier while still trying to do that explosive stuff. So now when he lands, it's an earthquake.
Yeah.
And yet, he overcame.
I know.
And
But
yet-
at the end of the day, I'm saying.
We shall overcome.
I'm saying, at the end of the day, I rate Zion for obviously,
Yes,
he
man.
did what he needed to do, but it's only like 19 games compared to 56. There's men who don't make All-Star games because it's like, look at Kyrie. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's guys who don't make these stuff because of the sample size. I can't give you, at the end of the day, only 19 games. How do I know in
That's a
56
month of
games
service.
if your points per game would have dropped to 17?
Yeah.
Bro, this is why.
Because Brandon Ingram is
This
still
is
there.
how when we go back in history and we see guys like
I know,
Tyreek
now you
Evans
see
had
rookie of the year. I know,
and then
I
we're
get
like,
it, I
oh,
get
Tyreek
it.
Evans.
Who is that? I get it.
Let
I
me
get
go
it.
back into the catalog.
I get it.
And nobody knows and nobody cares.
I get it.
This is what happens, bro.
I get
You
it.
see the stars, you reward the stars. These are the people who are going to feed the
But
NBA,
What is
the
Rookie
league
of the
moving
why are we
forward.
rewarding him,
Rookie of
though?
the year is
Because
the,
he's been
the best
amazing.
rookie. So all
Bro,
the guys who came in the
He
draft,
hasn't even
the
played
best rookie for that
a
year.
month's
Okay.
worth of NBA.
So it's out of 60 players.
Like,
60 players.
Don't matter.
Like,
That's my.
19
That's
games?
anyways. I'll fall out, but that's my pick. That's my pick.
All right. Our pick
Technically,
is
he's
Ja
like under
Morant.
probation.
Your pick
You
is
know what
Ja.
I'm saying?
Your pick is Ja.
Of
Yeah, I'm picking
course.
Ja. I'm
He was
picking-
there from the beginning, and they had
I'm
Yeah,
picking
I
Ja.
gotta put.
Yeah.
I
They have
gotta
the
reward the
AC.
I'm
life.
picking Ja.
You see, you guys do awards for basketball heads, bro. I do awards for the people. For the people.
You don't have people. I checked
For
the
the
comments.
people.
You have no people.
my
Listen,
You have no people.
Any of y'all that's with me in the comments, just know we ride together. We die together. I don't need none of the haters, bro. I laugh.
Whatever. Nah, they're entanglement fans. That's what they are for you. Bro. That's what you got. You gonna drop Will Smith bars? Entanglement.
Listen, Jaden. Stay
Get out of
seated.
here, yo. In a couple weeks, it's August.
Zion has a higher
The way
ceiling, bro.
Lakey ripped Zion,
It ain't rich.
I was
Fat boy.
dying.
Dog,
That's a
you
fat boy you didn't
destroyed
eat.
him, bro. You
He
might as
ate
well
too
just call him Pillsbury Doughboy.
Is that
way this guy-
tree trunk?
This guy called him the Michelin Man.
Tree
This
trunk.
man actually body
thigh
shaped.
as a
body
bicep.
shaped his
Yeah,
whole
it
When
was,
he came
it
back,
was
it was
so
actually
bad. It
reckless.
was so bad that Coach K had to come out and say he should have never played. You should have never let him
Like,
play.
that was reckless. When I was watching, yo.
Yeah,
Man was hella oversized, yo.
Pause.
Hella pause.
No.
All right, so let's go to the, now that we
Shot
back,
clock, everything.
now that we back, let's go to the next one. Defensive player of the year, we could talk about that. Really, we don't want to spend too much time.
This guy's so disrespectful.
Daniel just be hating these
Honestly.
awards.
What?
Honestly,
basketball for defense.
Nah, you're capping, man. Nah,
Bro, this is why the league.
I'm a
this is why the league
purist.
puts laws, puts new rules in, so that
This
so that
man,
the
you're actually
defense
disrespectful.
would not.
man.
I'm just serious.
You're actually
bro. Like, at the
disrespectful.
end of the day, the last time I seen somebody make it to the All-Star game because of pure defense
But that's not
was
what.
Ben
This
Wallace.
year.
But this is a.
What do you mean?
defensive
Rudy
award.
Gobert made it.
Yeah,
But it's not just pure defense. But
That's
this is
not
a
just
Pure
off of
defense.
pure
Rudy is
defense.
pure defense.
Anyways, this is a defensive
Rudy is
player.
literally pure
This is the
defense.
top 3 candidates that they have. They have Anthony Davis, Giannis, and Bam. And we didn't talk about Bam. Bam is another most improved guy.
What? They didn't
Bam
bring,
is another most improved guy that was a
As a
candidate that I
matter of
didn't
fact,
mention.
that's actually a really good point.
why
Ben.
didn't they bring COVID Rudy though?
Huh?
Why didn't they bring COVID Rudy? COVID Rudy should be in there.
Because
bro.
the Jazz are 4th seed.
Yeah, but him.
They were last year too, but he hasn't like. You know how it goes. When you won consecutive defense, he won 2 times. He's a 2-time defensive player of the year, back to
But
back.
his defense was so elite, he stopped the NBA though.
So who do you
This
give it
nigga,
to,
man?
Who do you
What's
give it
wrong
to?
with this nigga,
I'm
man?
so
Wow.
I just took it in.
I just took it with.
But it's
nigga,
facts.
You're
bro.
right.
Your
For
defensive
that-
player of
for
the year
that move, for
bro. for that, for the mic punch, for the mic punch.
that
you
defense,
deserve it,
bro. You deserve. You deserve. it. You deserve.
Nah, but anyways, besides that, basically, it's between. Bam is a good choice, but I don't think he's popular enough to get it over Giannis and Anthony Davis. I'm just being real. Right now, it's split between Anthony Davis and Giannis. For me,
But why is not Brook Lopez in there? Brook Lopez is his defense
Because
is
we know
elite.
that these things are just.
yeah, it's
They're
gonna
really
go
just who the media has been talking about over the year, bro.
Brook
That's what
Lopez
these
has-
things
but
are
this is-
about.
But defensive player of the year, remember, it's not just blocks. It's also
but his
I know it's
alteration
interior
of shots.
defense. I know.
everything.
But Giannis is
Nah,
on
man.
the highlights more than
That's what
Lopez.
I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? I know. I get what you're saying.
Brook is
But
causing every man to do high floaters.
I
bro.
know. But also, too, defensive player of the year isn't just rim protection. It's also the
But it
perimeter
always
defense.
is.
Giannis does guard more than what Lopez guards.
I don't know,
Giannis
man.
guards perimeter. He guards paint. He
Yeah.
punches, gets chase downs. Like Giannis.
Yeah,
defense
he's everywhere.
is- he's like him
he
and
can-
KD are literally the same.
He
when it
can
comes to
strap
their
up.
defense.
He can strap up on the ones.
Yeah.
He's good on help side defense too.
Yeah, and
he's good in
yeah.
the paint. He's good on the perimeter. Do you see
And
what I'm
chase
saying?
downs, help defense.
And
all of
for
that.
me, the reason, well, maybe I should let you.
Well, if
anyways,
it's-
I already
well,
started.
Well, the thing
For me, I would give it to Giannis just because I think that Giannis always gives 100% effort on defense.
Mhm.
At least from what I've seen. I never see him taking any time off on defense.
Davis does too, though.
yeah, Davis don't play game. That's why for me personally, I'll give it to Davis because
What's your reasoning for that? Why?
my reason is because Davis is the only one who plays defense on that team strictly. Like he is the main guy that plays. The
I get it,
defense.
I
That's
know.
not true.
He comes
JaVale
up-
McGee plays defense.
Stop it,
But it's
JaVale's
not
not
to the-
like
JaVale
that.
does.
He's not like that, bro. He's a specialist.
But you said he's the only one.
When he's
Bro.
talking about like perimeter and he plays
Stop
both.
it,
That's what he's
bro.
talking about. I get what he's saying. JaVale McGee is rim protection, and if you pump fakes, he's out the picture. So you know what I mean? Like he's just jumping on everything. Like you seen JaVale McGee.
He's
And then JaVale
God,
McGee's
bro.
looking at LeBron. Everyone's
Yeah.
looking
And
at him.
also,
Go
Dwight
get the
Howard
ball,
plays
nigga.
D too.
No, but
Not
those
to
guys
that
are not
echelon.
putting minutes. Those guys are averaging like 15
but
minutes.
this is what happens when you're captain underpants, bro.
Those
This is what.
Those guys heard that in like years.
This is what
Man said
happens
captain
when you're just
underpants.
talking pure boo boo. Stop. Don't say he's the only one who tries to play defense on his team when that's not true.
Oh my!
I'm not saying
then
that's
why,
not true.
Then why is it for Giannis then? Because his whole team plays defense.
Giannis' whole team plays.
His whole team.
Yeah,
He's the best
and you are the leader of that team, so you have compelled your team to play defense.
Nah, man. Because even with Giannis is so many games, they're out of it. They're already slapping teams by 20. He's not even in the game, and they're still holding it down defensively.
Yes, that's fine.
When this guy is actually AD, they always consistently have to stay in games.
Yeah.
All right,
And he's in the West.
Yeah.
you're wrong, but okay.
Yeah.
How? The man's in the West.
Honestly,
It's straight to
I
schedule.
think for me, it's tough, but people are gonna, you're biased. The Lakers. No, this one I probably would. If I had to pick, I would probably give Anthony Davis over Giannis. And this one for me is more so. This one for me more so comes down to Anthony Davis has always been a great defender, and now finally he's in the limelight, and I think he's deserving of something. Finally, he's finally in the limelight, and because he's been on an atrocious team, all those years he's been playing elite defense. You give it to other guys. You give it to DeAndre Jordan, all these other guys because they have better records.
So
when he actually has the best defense.
So it's his time.
This is his time. He's finally on an elite team and he's showcasing, and they've won games because of him playing elite defense and shot
I
blocking.
hate this is his
So-
time awards, bro.
I'm just saying,
I
it
hate this as
happens
his
like that,
time
especially
award.
for a guy like Giannis. Like know exactly the same, which is perfect. Regardless of him playing defense or not, his team. You still have another rim protector with Lopez that plays elite
He's
defense.
leading the league
Which
in
also,
blocks and everything.
it also
Like, come
does
on,
happen for AD does have McGee playing sometimes good defense, but he has a lot of brain farts. You know what I'm saying?
But not
We've
only
seen
that, those guys only play like
and
15
they play
minutes.
spot minutes.
Like, they're
Giannis,
not out there,
Giannis is blowing out teams where they're
And
basically
they have Avery Bradley too.
Yeah, everybody's
Yeah.
been injured. He wasn't here playing the whole year,
he's
bro.
the best perimeter defense. But
I'm
regardless, he
saying-
gets blown by and he
But
has to
what?
rim
This
protect,
man
he
has
to guard pick and
Bledsoe, he has
roll.
Middleton, he has all these guys that play defense, bro.
Yeah.
The whole team
Yeah,
plays
but
defense.
that's the thing, though. A part of it is, you see, this is why I love MJ. This is why I love Kobe.
You want the I
Right?
know the 2-time.
As
I
a
know, I get it.
leader,
I get
you
it, yeah.
are the one who drives
Yeah,
how
sure.
your team plays.
That's big facts. Because of Giannis's
understand that.
Giannis's 100% attitude at every damn possession, the team it infiltrates and oozes onto the rest of the team.
Exactly.
which is
And
true.
Giannis has an attitude that he shows.
This one's
Even
tough,
when,
man.
like, people, for instance, and I know this is a little bit off topic, but we hate on Giannis for his all-star picks, right? But I know what Giannis is doing.
I
He's
know
trying to
too.
show, I don't need none of these men, and I will win by myself. That's
Mhm.
what he's doing.
Mhm.
He's not blind. He's not dumb.
Mhm.
He's saying that's the mentality that he has.
Mhm.
So I know if you're on Giannis's team and he says play defense, that means play defense. And he's not going to tell you to do something that he's not doing himself. He's not going to be LeBron having Kyle Kuzma push him in his back to go contest a shot.
I feel
Right?
you. Yeah.
So if you're a leader, this is what I don't like with Devin Booker. If you're a leader,
No,
then you have to
I
lead
hate
on
when you
both
do this.
sides.
I don't
Lead,
like when you do this,
create
man.
the culture.
I don't like when you do this.
Create the culture.
This guy is
So I'm not gonna blame Giannis for
Name
creating
me
that
Devin
culture.
Booker starting 5 for the past 5 years.
Yeah.
No name.
Man said no
he
name.
tried to do with a serious
This man
face.
said no name.
no
We're not
name
talking about the
brands.
store.
Man has
We're not
Tyler
talking about the
Ulis at
store.
PG, Mike James, who's now
Yeah.
overseas in
You
his
know,
prime.
it actually
What
reminds
are you
me-
talking about?
I
And
remember-
no disrespect to those guys, but at
Bledsoe
the end of
said
the
he
day,
wanted to leave. Man was sending encrypted messages.
It reminds me.
Kicked off the team.
Tyson Chandler came and got bought out and went to Houston.
It
Trevor
reminds,
Ariza came and left. Like every man just cut.
it reminds me of when I asked my mom once. She said, "What cereal do you want?"
This nigga.
I said, "I want Fruit Loops." She came back with Fruity Hoops. I said, "What the hell is this?"
Exactly.
That's
Impersonations on his team.
That's his team.
That's why I
But
don't
at
like-
the same time, you
But that's
as a leader, right? What I'm trying to say is this. I'm not going to take away from Giannis that he's helped create a culture on his team.
Yeah.
That even when he's on the bench,
Yeah.
anybody who's on the court is going to play defense.
I get. Yeah.
To me, that is not a subtraction. That's an addition.
I get that.
Because you're not even just playing defense yourself. You're compelling your entire team to be a defensive team when most of the players on the team are shooters.
But-
Usually shooters aren't, unless you're talking about just 3-and-D guys, right? Which is like supposed to be a special brand of player, like the Jay Crowders and stuff like that. But he's making his entire team give effort on something that in today's NBA, nobody gives effort to. That's why I think, to me, it has to be Giannis.
But
Because
that's why, for me personally, I feel like you're reversing it. I feel like that's mainly based off of the coach. The coach
No.
put a system. Bro, you don't watch Milwaukee's defense. The way they play defense, they will sag. They know which guys to sag off of, who to stay on. Brook is staying in the paint. Even if his man's at 3-point arc, he's always hovering the paint. I'm not guarding that guy. Like,
Yeah, it's
their
personnel.
defense is...
yeah,
their-
you're right.
Their personnel. That I will not give that to Giannis.
No, but
that is way too much credit to Giannis.
Listen, grandson. Listen,
Wow.
okay? You're right.
Touching me, bro. This is
You're my
Raptor
son.
gear, bro. Don't
You're my
touch-
son.
This is championship
Listen,
gear, bro.
you're right in that a coach can try to implement a system, but there will be no buy-in unless what?
The
The
best
best
player
players.
is
The best player
go-
buys in.
Yeah, the buy
Simple.
goes ham. I
Simple.
get that.
Because there's bare coaches that have come to teams trying to implement systems, and there isn't the buy-in that's needed. Do you think that Tom Thibodeau isn't a good defensive-minded coach? We know that he is. But what happened with the Timberwolves?
Yeah, Towns.
There's
and
no
guys.
buy-in.
Is that the guy whose vocal cords sound shot?
Yes. That's what Thibodeau is known for. That's what he's known for. But you see when he had Jimmy Butler,
Yeah.
because Jimmy Butler is a leader, he's able to now be that arm of the coach that enforces the system that the coach is trying to implement.
Yeah.
So now everybody does it. But when you go over to the Timberwolves and you have these guys, Kat and Andrew Wiggins and these other guys that's on the team just chilling, la-di-da, they don't care what you're talking about because they make more money than you. And who are you?
Mhm.
That's how they act. So Mike Budenholzer wouldn't have been able to properly execute a defensive type of team without Giannis fully buying into it. Period.
I understand it, but the thing is, Budenholzer's always had good defensive teams. Based off of his theory, Atlanta Hawks were good. Like, every time where he is, he's always had good defensive scheme teams. So that's why, for me, based off of his history, I can't be giving the credit to Giannis just what they're doing now.
Yeah, he's from the
I give
Popovich coach.
Exactly,
He
he's from
prioritized
the guy that you try to disrespect, that Popovich guy. Yes, that one. They're from that umbrella.
I apologize, Popovich.
So based off of that, I think that he's always had that implemented. And it is more harder, for example, Anthony Davis to go out in the media and literally say, I'm going to challenge LeBron to play defense. That takes balls.
Not only that, too.
To say that to the
That's like,
face of the
that's
NBA.
true. But not only that,
Well,
too.
who cares? Bro, this man
Not
acts
only
like
that,
that.
too, though. Here, let me his last point before we switch. Not only that, too. Giannis is playing defense with like he said, a system and players that he's already established and played with for a while now, right? While AD is coming in to a whole brand new team that was just picking cotton after Kawhi decided not to go there. So they were just picking whoever they were picking, and then he changed that team to now play hella defense. He's the anchor of that team that had no previous previous place to come from where, okay, we know each other. They're all new. So the fact that they're a solid defensive team and an elite defensive team with basically their first year going in because Anthony Davis is snapping, that to me, those are high points for me. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to Anthony Davis, because especially LeBron is now we've seen LeBron from last year play no defense and now he's playing way better defense. He's top, whatever they have him at, playing defense in win shares. And that's because AD challenged him. So that's the same thing you're saying that Giannis is doing.
So
AD
then why wouldn't
wouldn't
you give it to Giannis if he's doing that to a greater extent? It's not just one.
Because there's a difference when there's already an alpha there on the team. And not only that, the team isn't his.
I think Giannis deserves
the team isn't his.
I'm not mad at either one. So be honest, I'm not mad at either one. I just feel, you know what I mean, sometimes, and I know the way media is going to go, they probably might do Anthony Davis, but again, now this perfectly segues. Someone who is in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year, how is he not MVP when he's on both echelons, looking like Jordan? I can win defensive, I can win MVP. So now we switch to MVP. You get what I'm saying? The candidates we have here is LeBron, Giannis, Harden, Luka. Those are the top 5, and AD as well.
We know why the bass came in your voice.
Huh?
We know why the bass came in your voice.
Yes, we know why. Because I'm listen, like I'm trying to tell people, I tell people this all the time.
LeBron James.
I am tired of the capping and the changing the goalposts every single time when it's time to actually decide what elite looks like. Y'all cater to somebody because of the story and the narrative. And I'm tired of media always doing this. Listen, let's just break down Giannis and LeBron. Before I even send it over to you guys, we're going to go through this.
Perkins needs to get off TV.
Bruh. Giannis is winning versus LeBron in every category, even advanced categories, except two. He's doing stuff that's on the same level as Wilt Chamberlain. You know what I'm saying? Only 2. Yes, I know he won the MVP last year, but in this year, his team has one of the highest win differentials in league history. You get what I'm saying? His team, he's winning. He's slapping LeBron in every category except assists. And what is it? I think minutes played. Those are the 2. And why do my minutes last? Because we blow them out. I don't need to play. You get what I'm saying? That's LeBron comes in the fourth quarter and pads stats. So if we take those fourth quarters out, the stats will be diluted. But anyway, this is a different point. And they're blowing out. They're blowing out because if Giannis came back when they're blowing out, his stats will be even by 35 points per game. Because they be blowing out and LeBron comes back in the fourth and plays. We see this. I've seen Skip cheese about this every single time. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, we look at that. A man is slapping you in all categories. Not only that, his team is slapping you in wins. You know what I'm saying? His win shares, he's slapping you in everything except Obviously, like I said, 3-point shooting, I think. 3-point shooting, assists, and maybe minutes played, whatever. Now, when I look at it from this, one guy's mentioning Defensive Player of the Year and is mentioning Most Valuable Player, but yet you're going to say LeBron. Why? Because the narrative, the story for LeBron is better. He went from not making the playoffs. It's his comeback season. And then now what is he? He's on the stage. But hold on. Before you come, the last point I want to make is for all those, this is my point. The big threes of the leagues but on the previous leagues and seasons before, the big threes were equivalent to what the duels are now. Everybody before had a big three. And then if you didn't have a big three and you're snapping, you would be more elevated to win MVP because you have less. You get what I'm saying? So now the duels are equivalent to the big threes because there's no big threes anymore. So the fact that KD and Steph were never in MVP conversation, why? Their team's too elite. Yeah. They're playing with elite guys. LeBron's playing with AD. And Giannis is playing with Middleton. Giannis is playing with Middleton. He's never been an all-star till Giannis. And you want to say that, oh, LeBron, their record, they took the Lakers from not being this to the... Yeah, you made trades. Facts. You changed the whole team around.
Facts. Word.
Like, you didn't do that last year. Because technically what you had last year is what Giannis been having. Brandon Ingram will be his Middleton. Facts. And man's are getting all-star. The man doesn't get all-star till he leaves you. You get what I'm saying? So now you're here and you have an elite... They say he is the top 2, best 5. That's why they say best the Clippers. Clippers are the better team. AD, LeBron, the top 2 of the best 5 in the league. So you have another top 5 player with you, and you're going to get MVP, but yet KD and all these guys have an elite stats never were ever mentioned for MVP because they are too elite? How it makes no sense. The fact that he even won MVP with the Heat is they should throw those MVPs away because his team was too stacked. I'm tired of it.
This is like exactly why I said I hate the "This is his time" award.
I give you that.
This is why I hate
for LeBron. Yeah.
This is why I hate that. This is because really what they're saying is we know that this is most likely the last time that LeBron is even going to be truly in the conversation to win the MVP. Mm-hmm. So, especially being that he's this age, he's at this stage of his career, he's had this type of longevity, he just moved to a different team, right? And that he's still able to do it. Now, because of all of that narrative, they're saying, okay, what he's doing is greater, especially because of how old he is, how many minutes he's played, how many, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's the problem with the This Is His Time awards. That's why I don't believe in giving no This Is His Time awards. Right? You give it to who earned it. Mm-hmm. Period. Mm-hmm. Right? Nobody should have been getting MVPs when Jordan was playing. Well, that's just retarded.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? It's retarded. And even LeBron has arguably been snubbed by the same type of mentality of This Is His Time. Mm. Right? This is how you get Steve Nash having MVPs, bro.
Stop it.
No, let's play.
Come on!
About Steve Nash.
No!
What did I say last time?
Forget. No, I'm not going back into that. Go ahead. What is your... Go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
He got me perplexed. I'm perplexed right now.
Who do you have? It's basically... And people aren't talking about Harden,
who do I have?
So who do you have?
I have Giannis. It's not even a question.
Yeah, it's not even cool.
I think first and foremost, like, people are not understanding what the teams are. Mm-hmm. What Giannis has.
Yeah.
He's doing amazing with
ultimate role players.
That's all it is. A solid role player.
That's it, man. Mm-hmm.
Like, if LeBron wasn't on his team, who would they build around? Another franchise player in AD. Mm-hmm. So how do you win the award when you have another franchise player on your team?
Yeah.
Who's already an all-NBA team as well. And he's already top 5, top 10
No,
player.
but to me, that doesn't...
He's in the defensive player of the award MVP conversation. I'll give 2 men an MVP conversation.
But this is the thing, though. Going back to what Lakey was talking about, to me, I don't care about how good your players are.
Mm-hmm. How not?
No, because that's literally an excuse that they made up so that they could doctor up the MVP to give it to somebody who they were a fan of.
No,
right? That's what they did to try to. No, that's what they try to do to try to support narratives. They say, "Oh well, look at what this guy has around him, bro." It should be self-evident,
but that's key.
Who the most valuable player actually is. Like, it should be self-evident. It should be one of those things where if you really watch basketball, it's just clear. To me, of all the different topics that we talked about,
Mm-hmm.
right? Rookie of the year, most improved, defensive player of the year, like coach of the year. There's all these options that we wouldn't be mad at. You see what I'm saying? Like, I can understand. This, I cannot understand. Giannis simply deserves it. He simply has earned it. And what I'm afraid of that they're going to come into play is not just the whole narrative behind LeBron, but it's saying like, well, he won it last year.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole problem with this whole thinking.
Mm-hmm.
He won it last year,
Yeah,
so
that he won it last year
I
is
hate
not
that.
like, and that's
I know.
what I'm saying.
That's
You just have to look at the player. Who is he?
Yeah.
Who is he
What's he
right
doing?
now?
What's
What
he
is he doing
in
right
this
now?
season?
Just
Yeah.
taking
How
the
is he
volume.
maximizing
Yeah,
it
yeah.
right now?
Right.
Period. Do you see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Just based in the vacuum, just what you're doing now.
Exactly. Look at it in a vacuum.
Yeah.
Don't look at all these like, you know what I mean? Who his baby mama
history.
was and what. Like, come on, bro.
But that's why I feel like the NBA needs to have more of NFL style awards where they have offensive player of the year, defensive player of the year, who has the best overall season, comeback player. Like those awards that the NFL has is a lot more true to the storytelling of the season than what the NBA has, because you could be the MVP, but then as well they should have the best
But
player.
it's different. It's different, don't know it, because
I know, because some guys you only play on one side of the ball, whatnot. But
Exactly.
but for me, it's just you need to have more awards that are less, that are not as potent as how it is right now. It's just like one award dictates everything. It should be, there's more stories to the actual game. If you can have advanced stats, you can have advanced awards. That's what I'm just saying, is that you could break it down where it's like, okay,
So what
the
awards?
best player. We can have the best player. There could be the MVP of the year.
Yeah, and
But
the
you
best
could have
player.
the
A lot
best
of people have been
player.
talking about that. Yeah, the best player award.
Because like Rachel
then
said,
MVP.
like
Yeah.
there should be the best player. Like if someone is the best player, yes, he doesn't have the best storytelling based off of his team, doesn't have the best wins and all that, but he is by
He's
far
like
the best
killing.
player
Yeah.
in the NBA that we ran.
Is there any other ones that you would add?
Best player award.
I would have most offensive, best performance, most outstanding performance of the year. Where it's like,
Nah, I wouldn't do
well,
that.
yeah, you need
there's
that.
Too many, there's too
but
many.
you got it. But you got to have those
But those
storytelling.
performance-
No, I
those
like
best
best
perform-
player, but
best player, because best performance would be involved in deciding who's the best player or the MVP.
No,
But then at the same
because
time,
Harden's
see the
like
problem with this
50-point triple-double would
But that's
be
not performance. It's performances.
no. I'm saying performance, like the actual like one game performance, like best performance. Like
Oh,
should
that's
be-
what you're talking
But
about. I
that's
don't care
what I
about
mean.
that shit. I
The-
don't care
the-
about that shit.
even though
comeback
like
of the year, comeback of the
the
year.
good thing of what he's saying is
I agree with the best player.
it lessens the ambiguity of, you know, terms like most valuable player and what that actually means.
Yeah, because the value.
But at the same time, it starts to kind of water things down a bit. Do you see what I'm saying? Because now it doesn't let. For me, the only one that I would add from what you said was just best player.
Yeah, same.
Do you see
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
I say comeback.
That's
comeback
it.
player of the year too.
But comeback player is that's the same as most
Isn't that like
improved.
MVP?
No, comeback player
Yeah.
is
Or most
for
improved.
players that were injured the year before and they came back and
Nah,
killed
man,
it.
yo,
too
that's
much.
stuff
That's too
that,
much. Yeah,
like,
that's too much.
Come on,
That's
bro.
too
This is
much.
like this
We
is like
don't
when you
award
go.
you for that.
this
You
is
need
like
to
when you-
step
What
on
do you
the
mean you
scene
don't get
and go.
rewarded for that? Stop it. You should be
No.
rewarded for that.
The,
Because half the
the
time-
expectation
half those
is
times
you
those
come
guys
back
are having
from
elite contracts.
injury.
Yeah,
anyway.
we should also start making participation ribbons.
Oh,
And start just handing them out
No,
to
remember,
everybody.
you're
You see what I'm
coming.
saying?
No, you're
Let's give
coming from
awards to as many
NFL.
people as possible.
NFL doesn't have guaranteed contracts. If I'm already paying you elite and you get injured and you come back, you're supposed to come back and be elite. I'm paying you.
And you have to
That's
remember,
your reward.
you have to remember too, the NFL has way more players, and the
understand
same way that these awards, and this is what people don't understand. These awards are actually important
Yeah.
because these awards
Contracts.
are the difference between you making a max contract and a super max contract.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the reason why the NFL has to have this is because they have 5 times the amount of players as the
Understandable.
NBA.
I understand
So if you
that.
don't have all these awards, you don't give people a fair chance to actually give themselves an opportunity to make more money when contract time comes. The NBA doesn't have as many players as the NFL, so they don't need to make up all of these fairy tale awards, bro.
Fairy tale. Wow. That is not a fairy tale award, bro. And I think there should be a community
Comeback
award as well.
player of the year.
They do have those
Player
Yeah,
with
but I
the
think
best
you should get-
fashion.
from
It
the
should-
NBA.
Yeah, NBA should
Yeah.
actually
Player with the
have
best
it
smelling
high
breath.
end. Wow.
All she needs is a necklace with like bones on it. Chicken bones.
Just that chicken bone necklace. Don't kill me.
All right, so all right, so we're gonna go to the next topic now. Definitely, what everyone has been seeing is the scrimmages. The scrimmages are on. The NBA is basically back in action. The scrimmages,
Mans are rusty.
man, the scrimmages are back in action. So there's a lot to talk about when it comes to the scrimmages. You get what I'm saying? There's a lot. You have the aesthetic, the aesthetics behind with the the backdrops and all of that type of stuff with the LED, screens and all of that in the back. You have the floor spacing for the media. You have the floor spacing between the players with their own water bottle section, all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You have all of that. You have the lights, and then you also have as well. You have three scrimmage games, right? 10-minute quarters for the first scrimmage game, and then now it's going to be 12-minute quarters moving forward. We just watched the Raptors versus the Houston Rockets as well. You get what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things to talk about with these scrimmage games. Basically, they're back in action. So we're going to start with basically what do we feel with that, just the look, just the aesthetic, the look of these scrimmage games before we dive into the actual players and the rust and whatever that is. What do we think of the look? What do we think of the look? For me, I noticed that the team that's the home team gets the whole control of media of basically what's going on. They get control of the arena sounds. They get control of the actual LED lights that's playing behind them to create some type of home court advantage, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to what's going on. Exactly, the atmosphere, the Denver Nuggets sounds, and let's go Nuggets, or whoever. They get all control of that. They get control with the whole media. Now, first, the court looks atrocious. I think they could add a better court. How are you gonna have a blue and white logo like that? At least put blue and white on the sides. Like, give me some type of paint, some type of color in the paint. You know what I mean? The court actually just it looks like summer league, like with home and away jerseys. Like, it looks fugazi. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I don't like with that. But the fact that they brought everything together, and obviously for the situation at hand, NBA did a great job.
Look
now
like
for
a Pentecostal church.
For me, I like
the LED lights on the wall.
Man trying to say it look like Hillsong.
Hillsong.
Man trying to say it's a Hillsong.
It's literally Hillsong, bro. Like, honestly, I'm gonna be real. Like, I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm happy the NBA is back. I don't want to sound ungrateful, but a lot of this stuff is just foo gaga, man. Like, come on, man. Like, when I first seen the fans, I was like, dog, what is going on? When did they record this? Like, we know this is pre-recorded. Yeah. I literally seen one guy on the video going, I was like, yo, this is
taking the shot,
stupid.
The fan shot that happened like in the season or the playoffs.
This is it's just to me what I was looking forward to, and I thought about it, and I understand why the NBA didn't want to do it. But I was looking forward to having a different experience, which is I'm actually going to hear more
of the players.
What the game actually sounds like on the court.
But discussing.
That's what I was looking forward to.
I know, but
do you see what I'm saying? But TV has bare cussing. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, TV is full of cussing.
But remember, it's.
But they have contract, they have money, they have.
Not even that.
It's a time slot. It's a time slot.
It's also for kids. Like, it's a generic overall game. Even NBA, the video game is like rated G. Like, everything's supposed to be G.
I hear you. And that's what I thought about. And that's why I was like, okay, I understand.
Rated
because we even heard Carmelo getting the rebound and cussing.
Oh, yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? And then also was like, well, there's Carmelo. I was like, but to me, I was looking forward to hearing man's like, yo, I dare you.
Yeah.
Shoot it, please.
Yeah.
Shoot it.
Yeah.
Shoot it. Shoot it. That's what I want to see. Yeah. Because now you know that the whole world heard him say to you, shoot it. This was going to add a whole different dynamic that we've never experienced.
Palms are really sweaty. So, man, see what I'm saying, because I already know whose palms are sweaty. Anyways.
And that's why I think, you see, and this kind of goes back to Giannis' situation. Maximize the situation that you have. Do you see what I'm saying? You can't recreate the experience of hearing fans cheer. Yeah. You can't recreate the experience of hearing fans boo. Like, that experience, especially if you've ever been to an arena, is electrifying.
Yeah.
Anything other than that
It's
is
gonna be
just
too
tacky.
Yeah.
And not only that is when you're doing it in a PG version. Like
Like,
who
come
boos?
on.
Who just boos? No man boos. Man's heckle.
Yeah.
Yo, your mom ain't this, da, da, da. Yo, you can't do like, yo, men's are dissing you.
I'm telling you.
Like, that's why they always see the interaction with the fans and players like, yo, what this man call?
Yeah.
Like, you can't just have boo. No, every player's been immune to boo. They've been hearing it since high school, since the jump.
yeah,
now
it's
you're
not-
gonna give me that? Like, that's an
nigga,
experience.
man's
Nah,
talking.
Like,
you
what
be
I
trash talking,
What I
bro.
thought the NBA was gonna do is I thought that they were gonna have it where, you know, like there's a way that you can have mics, like small mics
Yeah.
that are like
Over the
invisible to
court.
the naked eye,
Over
that
the
you can,
court.
that would actually be over the court,
And pick
and that
up.
they would actually have fines for players who cuss anything while they're on the court.
But I don't,
So that we would be able to hear what's actually happening on the court.
Mm.
You can still hear the announcers saying their whatever 1-2 as they're broadcasting the game, but you'd be able to hear guys actually calling out stuff, actually speaking to each other.
You can hear like it is.
but that's
louder.
but this
not-
but this
not
is what
really.
I'm
Not
saying.
in depth,
This is what
yeah.
I'm saying. If I was the NBA, what I'll do is like if it was League Pass or something on your League Pass, you would have to click and say just like how YouTube has it and say
Yeah, I
18
want
older,
that. Yeah,
18 plus.
Yeah. That's
I
what I was about to
confirm
say.
you.
I was about to say that. Like an
That's
ESPN
nice.
too.
And then you
Yeah.
have the unedited version where
And
Yeah.
that gives people a reason to
This
go
is your
by.
episode,
Yeah.
eh?
See that?
You know what I'm saying?
No, don't do that.
wow.
Don't do that.
He
No,
stole.
no,
He
no,
stole what I was gonna say.
Yo.
He stole.
No, what he said is actually the most IQ though, because
Yeah.
He
it's a
stole
way
what I was gonna
to
say.
make money.
So
I
don't
would pay
rate
for
it as
that.
much,
Yeah.
but he
I would
stole-
pay extra
He
for
stole what
that.
I was gonna say.
You're lying.
Well, you don't
But
rate
I
it?
would pay extra for that.
I don't. I'm not lying, but I know.
You're joining him in
And
the
it would have
capital
been
city.
interesting to
No,
see.
No.
It would have been interesting to see how the
would've been-
actual dynamics.
That's what my channel is. I lip read with the cussing. You get what I'm saying? That's what I do. I do the lip reads. I wouldn't have to. Well, I'm glad they don't do it because I still do the lip reads. But if I like, honestly, exactly what they're saying. That's what I thought it was gonna. I was envisioning like it was
Looking
gonna
forward
be
to it,
like
right?
yeah, it was gonna be like. Obviously, it's weird to still think Mans are just playing an empty arena, but the fact there's no seats and whatever, we just see a backdrop. I like because it still makes it look like. It's like, you know, it's still some type of presentation, brightness, a factor, bright lights type of atmosphere, which I like. And, you know, some people can control, the Nuggets sign, and it still looks good in that sense. But, like I said, like him, I don't want to see the fan shit. I don't want to see none of that shit. You know, I don't want to see, I don't want to see none of that.
Yeah,
The
let
players-
me see
the
like
players aren't, it's not going to affect the player. The whole purpose of fans is not for us to see the fans. It's for the players to see the fans.
Yeah.
and to hear
That's
the
the whole,
fans
and hear
and
the
to go
fans.
after the
Like,
fans.
you know what I mean? We cut off the fans as much as we can. We only zoom in them for a 1-2. It's not that
Yeah.
serious, right? So, like exactly what they're saying. Like, say Harriman say, allow that instead of just seeing Embiid wave. We hear him say that shit is weak. You know what I mean? When you just hear a man saying that, like
Yeah.
you're in the runs, you're part of it. It's like you're courtside without
Yeah.
being courtside. That
And
was what
trust
I was
me,
waiting for.
Especially for guys that don't really play ball like that, you guys would be hearing things
That you never
they would
heard.
be
Yeah.
exposing weaknesses of people.
Well, that's what I
right?
said. You would understand the team dynamics
Exactly.
a lot,
And
lot
you'll
more.
understand
And Doreen,
who
what
is
I'm,
who. Who
what I'm
thinks of
saying
who.
is, what I'm saying is, you would hear things like, "Let him go left,"
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? You go under. You know he can't shoot. Like these are the type of things that you hear,
Yeah.
right? These are the type of things that are being said
Yeah.
that maybe analysts don't understand,
Yeah.
and you would know who's actually respected,
Yeah.
who is not
Nah,
respected.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, might as well hit a shot. Might as well say, "Hey, do it again."
The ESPN doesn't want to
Do it again.
They don't. All these. No, they don't want to do that
It would
because
be so.
and
good.
expose them when a man says go under and he doesn't go under. You know that nigga's
Yeah,
palms are sweaty.
yeah.
Where's his IQ? He's not thinking? Bright lights.
They know it could get reckless.
Yeah, they
But
know
that's
like
what I
it
want.
could either.
I want
Other
to
sports have it,
uncut.
though.
I know, but the realists like
'Cause
us,
it
we
can
want
break.
that.
It can break. I can see it where, you know, because the social media era right now is dangerous. Like I
Yeah.
can see it where,
Oh,
like,
yeah, there'll be
if there
clickbait.
was
There'll be
beef,
bare clickbait.
exactly,
There'll be bare
team
clickbait.
dynamics would
Yeah, they'll
change.
expose
Like
a lot of
someone
things.
will
But
be.
I'm okay with that because the NFL does it, but they don't do it like at the high end. They do NFL sound like every week that you hear man's like what they're saying,
yeah.
but it's more of a PG version. But they're still going reckless, like, oh, he ain't gonna do that. Oh, he did that. Like, you know, you hear all those stuff. Like the NBA should have capitalized on this
They
moment
keep it PG,
and just have
yeah.
an
And keep it
and
uncut
to
covered.
give
version.
something different, something that you're never gonna get again,
Yeah,
something
for
that you
one
never
time,
had
yeah.
before. right? Instead of this Kmart version, you see what I'm saying, of what we know is actually real. Especially to anybody who's actually been to an NBA game.
Yeah.
You don't I was there when Jeremy Lin hit the buzzer beater on the Raptors.
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah.
There is nothing that can recreate that.
Yeah.
You just have to go into a different lane.
Mhm.
Do you see what I'm saying? But I understand. I get it. Do you see what I'm saying? I get the situation that they're in. I think that they did amazing, all things considered. But it's still to me
No, they did.
is lackluster in some ways.
The
court is due.
The court is due,
bro.
yeah, the court
Extra
is
due.
Oh
Yeah,
my!
the court
How
is
do you
due.
not have a border? Like every man is almost running out of bounds.
They could have just
not
made.
seeing where
They
they
could have
are.
just made like the NBA logo that they have in the middle. They could have just made the colors the NBA logo.
yeah,
but I
I
know they
would have
don't
thought.
wanna-
I would have thought they would have had the NBA logo in the center.
And
They
then
would have had around the
baseline is blue or
the
red or
no,
whatever.
black around the outside, and then they could have Black Lives Matter in white around the outside. Where it is on the court, it makes no sense. Like
Yeah, it looks
just
stupid.
up
They
could've
top.
made it
It should
look
be out of
dope.
bounds. Why is it just
That's
on
what
the
I
court
mean.
like
It should
that
be out of bounds
across
on
the
the
whole?
border.
There's never been nothing across both sides of the court in the middle like that.
This is
But
literally
whatever.
like if you've ever made a court on 2K.
Exactly.
This is how the court started.
That's how.
That's
That's when you have no
Like,
VC. You have no
you first went in.
VC. You have nothing.
no pay.
Facts,
You see
facts.
what I'm saying? No.
Yo.
Like,
Facts.
come on, bro. Like, you guys
Even
could
the
have
hardwood
actually
color
made,
is actually ugly.
like,
Oh my
you know what I mean?
gosh,
Like, look
bro.
at the Charlotte Hornets, their net, like, right? I mean, their court.
Yeah.
Look at the Brooklyn Nets, their court. You
Yeah,
see what I'm
the
saying?
type
Like,
Even the
green.
All-Star
could've-
game court. The All-Star game court was way better
I
than
think
this.
it came down to
Word.
budget.
Here.
It came down to budget.
Yeah,
It
no,
had
I
to
don't think it
be.
came down to, but they just
Nah.
wanted to. They don't want to. The thing what I know what they're thinking. They're thinking if I make a court that's let's say colored or whatever, it could. Some mans will complain that it looks more like a home court for someone when it's not supposed to. It's supposed to be a neutral ground. You know what I'm
That's what I'm
saying?
saying, black.
So when you now, but there's teams who have black, like the Spurs and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want a team.
they wanted to have
be
a
as
court.
neutral where exactly you're
They
wearing
want to
home-
choose blue.
exactly.
Yeah,
You see
but
what I'm
now
saying?
it's
Which is
so
more the
neutral.
NBA color, and then it always seems like it's
Exactly,
Clippers
like Philly
home.
or Philly or
Exactly.
Clippers.
Yeah, but now
I hear
it's-
you. But
now
that's for
it's
some
so
reason, but it
neutral.
makes sense.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
understand.
yeah.
It's
That's just
so
their logic.
neutral. It's practice court now. That's what
Exactly.
it looks
I
like.
know,
It looks
I know.
literally like what you said, Summer League.
It deteriorates
Yeah,
the
it's-
It looks
the
whack.
aesthetic version because now imagine playoffs and you have a court like it's just
Yeah, like
Especially because the NBA, like I was paying attention to the marketing that they were doing for it,
yeah.
and they're marketing it and advertising it as like this is
Oh,
something
yeah.
that you've never experienced before,
Yeah.
and then all they see is this fugazi court with a bunch of these, you know what I mean, look like YMCA players that nobody knows coming onto the court.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, actually disrespectful. So that perfect
saying,
segue.
like,
What do you
that's
think
just
of the
like-
games? The man's rust and whatever. coming
I
into the
think
game?
Horrendous.
that the
DW40.
Wizards should have never been allowed. They should have went home.
Word.
Why are they here?
The
It's
who?
because the
Wizards.
Washington
Why
Wizards,
are they
they're
here?
there to let Bobo come out. What do you mean?
Oh my
They're there
gosh,
to let Bobo
bro.
come out.
Why
And
are
then-
they here, bro?
But you can't again. They
They
made
deserve to. The team did make it to
They're
that
ninth.
point,
They're
even though
ninth,
Bradley
so they-
Beal
they're
isn't
ninth,
there.
but they're so far away from
no,
the
they're not.
AC.
They're still within 5 games. Or 6 games.
No.
You have to be 6 games back.
Oh.
If you're under 6 games back, you get to play. And the reason why they put it 6 games back because there's so many guys in the West that are close.
And to be honest, there's
Right?
bare horrendous teams that's here.
Yeah.
There's bare horrendous teams. But at the end
not
of the
like Wizards, bro.
at the end of the day,
Wizards are
like
not.
these games,
They're just scrimmages.
like people really have to understand this is in some ways even worse than preseason. Do you see what I'm saying?
I agree.
Like they're literally, the coaches aren't taking these games serious. A lot of, now I can't say all of them because the beginning of the game between the Mavs and the Lakers
Mhm.
looked like, do you see what I'm saying? They
Matchup
wanted
game,
they
yeah.
wanted to show you that when it comes time to play, you know what I mean, it's gonna be a problem. You see what I'm saying? But other than that, like the games were just like, they were just whatever. Do you see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
at first I was actually getting surprised and I was looking at Bobo and I was like, damn,
Yeah.
Bobo
The fact
looks
that they
nice.
started
That's why he
using
got to
Chappie.
get a drug test after.
Yeah,
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they
drug
had to.
tested him
They had a
conveniently.
random
Random
drug
drug
test.
test.
after he snapped.
yeah. After they
They
snapped.
always do. They did
Y'all
it to
just
Caruso.
disrespectful just because he's not pretty looking.
they do that, yo. Bradley
he looked
Beal
like
dropped
he took drugs.
PG snapped though. You know what I mean? Like PG when he came in. He went to work. LeBron did a 1-2. There's
And I
guys
don't like
who
the
snap.
10
Steph
minutes.
Curry. It's just
The
the first. Remember, it's to.
If
You don't
they-
want
they-
injuries.
man,
You don't want
gotta
injuries
remember
right now.
context.
You don't want
4
injuries
months
right
you're
now.
playing,
Yeah.
and then 4 months stop. With no, because even in summer you stop for 2 months.
Yeah.
There's sportsman's go to.
But even preseason,
Yeah, but I
doesn't
still
do
think
10 minutes.
Yeah, I still think they
No,
should
they're
have
doing
kept
the
it
first
12.
game. They're doing 10. I think
No,
they should
I
have
think it's
still
all-
did 12.
all pre-
I
Yeah, I
think
think they
just-
should have still
No,
just
it's the
done
first
12.
game. Just the first game
Only
of
the first
scrimmage.
game?
Yeah, only the first game. Now
They
the
should have just done
second game for
12.
everyone
Yeah,
is
it
12.
should all be
They're just
12.
scared. That's why.
Man
Because
should
you
hit
can
that
use
second
your
win.
rotation. Just
Yeah,
use your
I know.
rotation.
You just gotta get used
use
to
your
it.
rotation.
I know. They shouldn't
Like,
have
yo,
done that.
I'm watching this. Mets can't even get, by the time men start getting into a little rhythm,
Yeah.
they're getting taken off the court
Yeah.
because you have to go see how A, B, and C scrub is going to play. And I'm watching this thing and I'm like, dang, man.
No, you actually only have to watch the first. Portland did a different thing that I'm surprised most teams didn't do. This is why I rate Portland's coach. They were the only team that I've watched. The only team that I watched that what their strategy was to get their players into actual game shape. They let their starters play the first 10 minutes, the whole first quarter. That's what they did. They let their players play the whole first quarter and then let the bums play the second quarter. Let their starters play the whole third quarter. Let the bums play the fourth quarter. That's what they did. So those guys have to get fatigued and used to that 10-minute
that
stretch.
second win, you have to
As
hit that
opposed
second
to playing, because it's 10 minutes,
That's
now you're,
IQ. That
now
is
you're only
IQ.
playing 2-3 minutes come out.
That's
Kawhi's
IQ.
playing
That's
whatever come out.
exactly.
They let Melo play the whole 10 minutes. Melo, Dame Lillard, CJ, Nurkic, who
And
broke his
someone
leg.
like Kawhi needs to play the
Nurkic,
whole
who
10
broke
minutes.
his leg and came back. I was surprised. Nurkic broke his leg, came back. They didn't give him spot minutes. They let him play first straight 10 minutes play. You know what I'm saying?
Prepping them.
They
That's
played
good.
all those guys 10 straight minutes, and then now you come back third quarter, 10 straight minutes. You play 20 minutes for the game. That's it.
Yeah, because
You know what I'm
they know if they want that 8 seed, they
Exactly.
have
They're gonna have to put in
they have to
work.
go like 7-1.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Absolutely.
we're get you right into it right away, which is I rate the Pelicans. They're also playing guys heavy minutes, like guys like that. That's why I like watching the guys who actually same with Luka and them. That's why they took
Even the
shit
Suns,
serious.
the Suns,
The
too.
Suns, the Lakers take stuff serious because LeBron's having like we're championship mentality. We have to take every game serious.
Well, he has more pressure too.
Exactly.
And
They have
not
hella
only
pressure,
that,
so
how
I
they come
get
out
it.
the gate though.
The
first game is
Clippers,
against
the Clippers
right?
just.
They don't
The
care,
Clippers
bro.
were-
But it wasn't
just-
their fault, Mon. That's what we're gonna
Just-
talk about too. A lot of guys, yeah. Kawhi was like,
Oh,
the ball
you
almost
scared
got
me.
stuck.
You scared me. That's the first time I ever heard you do sound effects. I said, what rat crept up into this? That's what it was. Busted against
The Clippers though, they had like Trez, Pat Bev, Trez, Pat Bev, Zubac, like some of these guys even
The
left
Bear
the
Mans
bubble.
weren't
They were
there.
injured, they're not
Bear
there.
Mans
So
are gone.
you know what I'm saying? And that's what you guys think about that. Man's leaving the bubble.
I'm
That's what we're gonna
confused
talk
about that, bro.
Oh, this is what I was gonna talk about.
I don't get it.
Caruso. That's what I was gonna bring up. Caruso, give context behind Caruso. Like there's been guys for personal matters, they leave the bubble, they come back, whatever. Caruso is on a championship team and his sister's having a wedding which he could leave the bubble for, and he decided not to because he doesn't want to jeopardize having COVID and sussing the whole chance of the season. What do you guys feel about that decision?
Yeah,
I rate it.
Zoom in on
I
that
don't
shit.
rate it.
Why don't you rate it?
She gets married once, and you're just gonna miss a regular season game.
But
Don't
no, but it's
matter,
not
bro.
just
Hopefully.
about. It's not, but it's. It's not just about
Yeah,
the
hopefully
regular
she gets
season game,
married.
though. It's not
Married
because
once.
if he goes outside to a wedding where there's people there,
Yeah,
and
that's
gets
my
COVID,
thing.
and now he's quarantined, and not only that, they lost Rondo. You get what I'm saying? So now he has a big opportunity.
Okay, I
for
forgot about
himself.
that part.
Yeah.
Forgot
You know
about
what I'm
that
saying?
part.
Is he really gonna go for a wedding? Like like.
Yeah, because if he has COVID, then he
Yeah, but
loses.
it's his
Then he
sister,
loses.
though.
I know, but it's your sister. But it's also
Then he loses 2 weeks.
it's a trade.
Dog, I
It's
thought
your-
that was.
I thought that was a ringtone or
You know what I
It's his
mean?
sister. I get that it's
I'm
one
Doreen
wedding,
sound
but it's
effect.
I'm
not-
I
getting
thought it was
drunk.
another one of your
But,
sound
but
effects.
he's in the bubble too, and there's a lot of stuff at stake. You know
No,
what I'm
like
saying?
I would
what-
understand. I would understand either way, but to me, you know, I take family really important.
Yeah,
Do you
it's
see what I'm
true.
saying? Like when you say family over everything, it's family over everything, and
Mhm.
sometimes I feel sorry for these athletes because the league or the teams try to make them believe that
That's your
they're
family.
family,
Yeah.
and they're not.
Yeah.
Like when you look at what happened to Isaiah Thomas, right, and the fact that he continued playing after his sister had just died, like
Yeah,
what the
dropped
day
50.
before,
Oh, yeah.
and
that
dropped
was-
50,
You see what
and
I'm
then got
saying?
traded.
And then-
And
he was injured, and they
dropped 50.
traded him that very same
off season.
off season.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you have to take in mind, who are you really sacrificing this for?
Yeah.
You don't think that LeBron would just ship you somewhere?
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, even though I understand, you know, Caruso, but Caruso isn't even in a situation where he's not getting good shine. He's not getting, like, he is already getting good shine.
Not that
You see
much.
what I'm saying? He is But he's seen in a positive light.
He's just a fan favorite though, but that's not real.
Yeah,
But on top of that, in terms of their win shares, he has like the highest win share.
But I know, but what he was doing. And what he
definitely
has
not the highest win shares in the NBA.
What he has now. Hold on, forget that. He has good win share though. He has good win share. When he's on the court, they do good.
They actually do. They do
plus
better
minus.
when he's on the court.
It's plus minus, not win share. Him and LeBron together do the best tandem. Him and LeBron together.
You're actually my grandson. Because you're his son, and he's my son.
Hell
Which
no.
means that you're the son of my son.
Nah, so him and Caruso and LeBron together have great plus minus together or whatever. I think probably the best two on the team.
But this is what I just got to say about that. The wedding, it's one day. You can leave the bubble for one day, come back.
Yeah, man, that's your sister.
That's all you have to do. Leave the bubble one day, come back.
Yeah,
this is
his little sister?
But this is her wedding photos forever.
But what if he gets COVID?
But also, that's why there's stuff that's put into place as well. Where it's just like, for the wedding, he could have it that because you can't have too much gathering around.
No, that's weird. That's
So-
weird.
So wedding.
Like, honestly, if it's his older sister, I get it. Do you see what I'm saying? If that's his younger sister,
what's the difference?
Because it's a different
Let me
dynamic.
Google it.
I
It's a
understand.
different dynamic. Because when you're
Caruso,
the
Alex
babysitter,
Caruso.
when you're the baby sister,
Yeah, you
like
look
you look up to your little
yeah.
brother like he's like your dad.
Your older brother.
You see
Yeah.
what I'm- yeah, your older brother like he's like your dad. Whereas the older sister is more like your mom. She wants the best for you. She understands. You see what I'm saying? The younger sister's looking at you like really
there.
you
Yeah,
do
she'll
this?
be her. Yeah.
For me, I don't care if it's my younger sister, my older sister, my stepsister, if you're my sister, I'm going to your wedding.
Yeah,
period.
and now that I think about it, as a sister too, if I'm seeing other players leave the bubble for family matters,
But they're not in the same situation. It's different. Like for me, you know me, I'm doing exactly
But he's
what
leaving that.
Caruso did.
Gordon Hayward said he's leaving for the
it's
birth
his
of
older
his...
sister.
I'm doing exactly what Caruso did.
And
his older
Gordon
sister.
Hayward said
I
he's
get it.
leaving because of the birth of his child. Would you leave for that?
Of course.
Yeah, that's completely.
You got to leave for the birth of your child.
But it's too. You guys are. Hold on. Let me stop. Take context. Gordon Hayward has the bag already. He has the bag. He has everything. He can do whatever he wants. That's not the same as Caruso. This is one big break. Rondo injured his hand. I'm finally on a bench, man. I could step up my play and this could change my whole life.
And yet you have a contusion in your back.
Yeah.
Anyways, what I'm saying is what my whole point, what I'm trying to say is that Gordon Hayward, again, him not saying either one could not leave the bubble for a kid having birth or not. I'm saying Gordon Hayward is in a position where it wouldn't matter to him. It's not a big sacrifice if he was to leave and let's say he gets COVID and comes back. Yes, it is a sacrifice in team retrospect, but individually, it doesn't matter. His contract is stapled and he's making a bag already. But from someone in a different perspective, it's not just leaving a game having birth like Van Fleet did for the Sixers. This is a bubble situation.
Okay,
this is COVID situation. If I leave the bubble and I get COVID, I'm quarantined, guaranteed 7 to 14 days.
Okay, can you check if Alex is in contract here?
It still has nothing to do with, it's not about
does.
contract year. It's about now, if we're in a bubble situation, which is the hardest championship situation, I come off the bench and I'm putting in work when Rondo's injured, it's going to help me being for the future coming years with this team. Especially when I've never been in the league.
He's saying it's his chance to capitalize on the moment.
On
At
the
the end of the
moment.
day, I can understand why it would be a difficult decision for anybody.
Not only that, too, this is a guy who's been in the G League. This is a guy who has come a different way around. He hasn't been just drafted, I'm here. He's been through the G League, tried out for the Raptors, was sucked 10 days, coming back, and then now he's finally on the team. Like,
I can understand all that. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's not to say that, anybody's going to lose respect for him for the fact that he didn't go to his sister's
That's not
wedding.
what I was saying.
I'm not saying that's what you're saying. I'm just saying, period. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because we understand you're trying to capitalize on a moment, especially as he said, we have a chance to win a championship, and this is his chance to really show what he's worth. Do you see what I'm saying? But, all I would say is for me is family over everything. So that's the way that I would have handled it. But I understand why he would handle it differently.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, what else? What the scrimmages? We had the scrimmages. Who do you think? I mean, it's just scrimmages. We don't need to talk OD about stuff about that. Let's go So now that we've been talking about the scrimmages, right? So one thing that we haven't seen and finally we've seen once the scrimmages started was the statements a lot of these players were doing when it comes to Black Lives Matter and Breonna Taylor and say her name and we want justice for Breonna Taylor, etc. Like Tobias Harris, all these other players have echoed statements and saying these statements within their interviews before the games, right? Once practices were starting and all of that type of stuff. And then also as well now the post-game interviews, and, the pre-game interviews, players like LeBron, have echoed the statements again, talking about these the Black Lives, situation that's going on within this climate, right? So what do we feel about that? Again, this is coming from the standpoint of the players. I don't think I've seen a statement on the jersey because I thought Chris Paul was going to do one, but I just seen Paul. So I don't know if it's going to start when regular season starts.
No, yeah, they're not doing it during scrimmage.
Okay, so just when regular season starts.
I saw at least one person with it on their jersey.
No, I didn't see anybody.
Not scrimmage.
So it's regular season. Okay, because they need time. They need time to probably.
Only coaches had it on their name tags. That was the only people that had it.
So then, and not only that, it came out also that the players are going to kneel during the national anthem. That's what they said when the regular season games start. They're going to do the kneeling. That's what their plan is. So what do we feel about all these things? What do we feel about that?
For me, I'm confused about the kneeling. That I don't know what that's supposed to symbolize if it doesn't have something with it. I feel like with the kneeling, what are you saying with it? That's what I wanted to be out there, not just we just kneeling for the sake of kneeling. You know what I'm saying?
It's getting a bit gimmicky at this point.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I want there to be like, you got to say something to follow up behind it or something. You got to give me some substance with it, because when Kaepernick did it, he gave substance and then it started this snowball effect. But now that he hasn't been in the league and now the NBA players who have never kneeled before are now kneeling, I want to know why it's in that sport now, why they're doing it now, right? So that's what I want to understand on that aspect of it as well. Like, I think Irvin was right with what he said. Like, it's literally a distraction. It was so bad that Chris Paul even had to post online and use the Netflix and say Black Lives Matters. Are you still watching? You know, he knows now that he's in there. That's like, yo, the narrative on the TV and everything, it's not the same.
Without a game even being played, even when I'm scrolling down and I see man's made a statement, man's like Breonna Taylor say, they just say, I'm not answering nothing about Breonna Taylor just for justice, whatever they say, right? Yeah. It's like you could see man's just kind of scroll past that. They're not even, you know what I mean? It's like man's are talking more about, oh, Tatum versus this. Oh my God, look, they're posting Paul George. Look at Paul George, he snapped. Bobo. You know, look at all of it. Like, and it's a Bobo. We're not even talking about when LeBron actually comes in the game. LeBron's playing Kawhi yet. Like, we're talking about scrimmages, and I'm hearing more about Bobo, which is obviously no disrespect to Bobo or nothing like that. But the fact that that's more of the talk than actually anything these mans have said. Even LeBron, when he's saying whatever he's saying, is still not the impact and the type of attraction that is supposed to get, and what they thought and echoed that they said is going to use the platform for, and that's what's going to get is cap. It's never going to be like that. This is without the games being played. When the game's being played, Kawhi gets a game winner or whatever happens. Man's, there's altercation on the court. Well, that's going to be talked about more than whatever they say.
And that's what happened right now. Like, even though what LeBron said, it was still a footnote compared to his performance of what he did on the court. His alley-oop to Dwight Howard had more airtime.
Than his dunk with the gray beard. Was more like,
oh, he's still getting up. Even talking about his facial hair more than the actual than anything. So it's like, what's being said, like, I knew it's going to be a distraction. It's just going to be a footnote. And now it's to the point now with these people is that it's so able to just cut it out, edit it. So those that are in power, if you feel like it's going to be something that you don't like, you can just be like, okay, I'm not going to watch the start of the basketball game because they're kneeling. I already know what to do. So we're going to cut that out and then we go get to it. Okay, it's interviews. I just don't got to watch these guys' interviews. I'm good. I just watch basketball, clean, cut, whatever, and that's it. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now it's so able to avoid it. Yeah. Now you're so able to avoid it now. And on top of this too, this whole subject and everything, it also comes out to execution. How things are being executed, I'm not a fan of it.
It's just random.
It's just how everything is being done. It's just so random. And like, even for example, the Raptors, that commercial, I don't know what that was, Joe. With everyone in the black and white. What was
Everything
that,
just
bro?
seems so gimmicky.
Can we breathe?
Yeah.
I want to breathe. Like, yo.
Yeah, I think that's
Like cue cards.
I think that's what Kyrie was trying to get at, and
He got roasted.
he got obviously villainified. So, like, that's what I said previously. I just think that the NBA would have had a bigger impact. Like I said, I think to this day, if they didn't play, Breonna Taylor's cops would have been arrested by now. Like, I feel like the only way to hit them is money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, now it's to the point where, if you guys even notice when they're talking about Breonna Taylor, like even LeBron James, and not to disrespect him or anything, it's like, all they're saying is it's a shame, you know what's happening. It's like, nobody's even going into like detail or story. Reporters can now be like, well, if that's what they're going to say, we're not even going to ask questions. Like, so I don't see where they have the upper hand. I don't see
Twitter in person. That's what it is. Like a statement.
Yeah. You know, it's
And the statements and the hardest thing about this is that it's so easy to see the highlights. They're so accessible. To find out what the statements these players are saying, you have to dig for it now. Like, even LeBron's statement, I had to find it.
Yeah.
The fact that it's not, I didn't even think, it's not even posted on their own IG.
Exactly.
No.
But they have Bobo's top performer as on their IG and everything else. Like, those are the type of things that I'm saying.
was saying from time, we're saying that it's capped when they were saying before the season started, let's use our platform and bring more. No, you bring the most awareness on your own platform.
Yeah.
How the NBA controls how am I going to go on someone else's court, someone else's business and image, talk, and then they control how it's being spewed out and say that that's the biggest platform when they could cut off half the shit.
Yeah, Bobo's drug test was trending.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, the only difference that I would say that might change is when the regular season games, even then, are they going to do reporters? They're not going to do reporters come to you because of Corona. So they're going to do it after the game within the same way they've been doing it.
And that's what I mean.
So they can control that. We're not going to see it on live TV.
I think reporters are not even going to be
physically coming
questions if they know the response they're going to get is not what they're looking for.
So if they don't ask you no questions, it's counterproductive.
Yeah,
now you can't say nothing.
Yeah.
right. I think that the point that where the NBA players can have most effect is in doing
actions.
Is in doing more specific, calling for more specific actions.
Exactly.
As a united voice. And when I say it, I'm not just saying about speaking in the air about it. I'm talking about like actually sitting down with or having meetings with leaders that can actually
handshake with the power.
But it's hard to do that if the players themselves aren't united.
And that's the whole thing, right? Because it takes people being united as a voice coming forward to say, we as a body are deciding to do this, right? This is where really Chris Paul, as the president of the Players Association, this is really his time to step up as a leader, to bring the players together to actually say, okay, now that we're here, we have, this senator, right? We have this mayor that we're calling, and just wait 1 second.
Yeah.
That they can actually say that we're calling this person to a meeting and they're not responding. Do you see what I'm saying? We, the players, have been wanting to have a conversation with such and such an individual to ask them why they haven't yet arrested the police officers for Breonna Taylor, and we haven't heard a response as of yet. As opposed to just coming onto the mic and saying, the police officers for Breonna Taylor need to be arrested, right? This is taking the next step forward to actually speaking with the powers at hand so that you can make actionable items, right? But at the end of the day, this is not surprising, right? People would rather be entertained than bothered, right? That's just the way people are generally. Do you see what I'm saying? When people, even I remember when I was a kid watching Fresh Prince and seeing an episode where I think it was where Will got shot or something like that. And at the end of the episode, it was sad. And I was thinking to myself, what? I didn't watch this show so I could get sad.
Yeah.
I watched it so I could laugh. And I remember being a kid and being cheesed that it was raising gun awareness. Do you see what I'm saying? This is the reason why people change the channel when they see World Vision commercials. This is the reason why people cross the street when they see homeless people begging on the street and making noise, right? We're talking about a symptom to a larger problem, which is just that people have an attitude of apathy towards each other. So long as it's not affecting me, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand what I'm saying? The thing where I kind of differ from yourself and Doreen from, and ultimately we don't know because it never happened, is I think even if they didn't play, them not playing is not going to stop racism. Them not playing is not what's going to unite them to actually have actionable items. They have an opportunity.
This it will.
They haven't. That in and of itself doesn't mean that now all of a sudden,
racism is not going to stop.
That they're going to have a bunch of actionable. That they're going to have a bunch of actionable items for the government. For the government to instill. It doesn't innately mean that.
But let me rebuttal. You're saying that the senator and getting the players going to come together and talk to the senator. If I'm the senator and I'm these GMs and all these other people of high power who are already racist, I'm not listening to you. The only way I listen to you is when the money is cut off. If you're already playing and giving me money, I don't need to hear you.
And that's why
what I'm getting at. You won't even get into the room when you're playing. They're looking at you laughing.
Yeah, I just gave you an example of a way that they can still apply pressure to be able to have a meeting. Because if they're saying publicly that we've been trying to meet and speak with such and such or so and so, and they're refusing to meet us to speak about this, as a politician, as a public figure, it's going to look bad on you.
No, it is.
But Daniel,
yes, it is.
Here's where I disagree with you. Only because in order for that to be effective, like you said, that it have to be united front. So a group of players said, Kyrie leading it said, let's not play. Let's try and bring about change. I don't know what else they discussed, but you see, this is where, and I'll say this, I might get crucified, but this is where, as a Black community, we don't stick together for the greater purpose, in the sense that how can 50 of us go to a politician and plead our case when our same NBA peers are in the media saying, well, look at Kyrie. He lives in a house. All I make is 5.5. There's discord among the organization. There's rift. People are cheesed at another. People can't say stuff. There's doing shots, adding subbing people. Yeah. What politician is going to take that group seriously if amongst the NBA organization, they don't even know if they want it. It's not convincing enough.
And that's why for me on this whole subject, what we're all not realizing is that there is solutions to this. And the solution is the owners. Because where it comes down from, to get an NBA team, to get an arena, get all that, you have to have the lobbyists. Yeah. You got to have the politicians. You got to have the city on you because it's taxpayers' dollars to get a stadium cleared and everything. So they have access to all these people. Mm-hmm. They know who they are. Mm-hmm. So they could have easily had these conversations and said, you know what? My players need this, that. Let's put this in play. Let's get this in order. Let's get these things set up. Because I guarantee you 80% of those players don't know who the power people are in the city that they play in. But the actual billionaires from those cities that have these teams, they know those people there. Mm-hmm. They know the handshakers and who's the actual
to get in the room. Exactly.
They know who those people are. And that's why I'm upset that the NBA didn't put more onus on the owners to do something. Because not only that, it's kudos to Drew Holiday and his wife and everyone else, and Patty Mills and everyone else who's taking their salary from this and then putting it in. Yeah. But I didn't hear an owner say, "Yo, I'll match that. No. That's my player. I'm gonna match that, and I'm gonna help out for a right cause."
If mans are playing, giving you money,
exactly.
That's what my point is.
And that's what I'm saying is that there wasn't enough pressure put on owners to be uncomfortable and be out there to say, okay, these are, even though I'm partners and these are my employees, I work alongside with them. Yes, I understand the community. I understand so many people that are affected with this. Let me help out because I have access to all these people. They're by profession are basketball players. These owners by profession are business people.
Exactly.
It's different. They specialize in this world.
I hear you. No, what you're saying is so
true. To ask the players to be the ones to specialize in it doesn't make sense.
But then deeper than that is the thing is a lot of these GMs are racist. People aren't taking it in to apply and to do racist
the owners?
acts.
You mean
Yes,
the owners.
sorry, the owners are not
Yeah.
GMs.
Yeah.
Some of these owners are already racist as well. We've seen what happened with Donald Sterling, and you hear players already say this is
He's not the
regular.
only one.
He's not the
Yeah.
only one. So they already know this, which is why Kyrie and a lot of these guys are strongly already trying to spearhead this because they deal with this every single day. And the thing is, people don't understand is that a racist act already, the general has already spoken against this. Public, there's been activists, there's been people of high ranks that have already gone against this, done petitions, and still this is going on. So these mans literally don't care about you. The fact that you're doing a racist act already and you think from a racist mind means you don't care about the human being. So for you to now come to me and say stuff in media and then think I'm going to change because the public is, oh my God, what's you? They don't care. They care about money. They don't care about humans. They care about money.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. That's the reason why this is a cycle. So once you hit the money, they're forced to now care about you because they're not caring about you. They're caring about the money. That's why I'm saying the only way for you to get into these doors and actively gear towards an upwards tick towards change
When you
is if
have
you
your
cut off
leverage.
the money.
Yeah.
Now that the money's off, you have to listen to me. You have to hear what I'm saying. Okay, now we could go talk to the senator. Okay, I'll help you because they know we're on the same line. That's the sad thing. We're not on the same line because we're humans.
yeah, we
we're
don't
on the
have-
same line because of money.
We don't have players
And
ready for that.
The difficulty is this though.
But some of the players
because
go, I want my
what
money.
you're saying is true. What you're saying is true, Lake.
It's hard though. I know.
But the difficulty is this: who has more money, right?
I know.
Because now what happens is, some people they might react in the way that you wanted, but other people, and we remember, as much as the NBA players are rich, listen, if you can just imagine somebody who is able to pay you $500 million
That's what
over
I'm
the next
saying.
10.
I know.
Just imagine how
money
much
they have.
the person who owns the team is making if they can pay only one person that amount of money. And I know I'm talking about a football team, but same difference,
Mhm.
right? So as much as we look at LeBron James and Kyrie and Steph and all these guys, and we look at them as if they're rich, like these owners are beyond rich.
Yeah.
They're faceless, most of them, right? Most of them, we don't even know
I don't
what they
even know
look
who
like.
their
We don't
face
even
is.
know
Yeah,
what their
no
name
idea.
They're
is.
behind the scenes
No
making the
idea.
bread.
Because they don't want to be known.
Yeah.
They're the guy that's in the polo t-shirt. Do you see what I'm saying? That comes into Starbucks and he actually owns it.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what happens is this. If I say, okay, you know what we're going to do is we're going to cut off your money. And the owner really doesn't believe in it, what you're standing for, and they're stubborn because remember, the people who most hate to be told what to do
They're the richest
are rich people.
and powerful people.
So then they can say like this. They know that their finances are in order.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? So they don't need this team, right? If you look at who is it who owns the Clippers again? What's his name?
Baldwin.
Pardon?
Steve
Ballmer. Steve Ballmer, right? Owns Microsoft. He can say, okay,
Bro,
all
man,
right, you guys can stop playing.
the man bought
So
the
now,
new arena.
now what happens is, let's see how long you guys will stop playing
Mhm.
because your money is going to deplete faster than my money is going to deplete.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
remember
that's what I'm
too, it's
saying.
there. This also is entertainment to fund the city,
Exactly.
to
That's
fund
what
the
I was saying. You're
arenas.
So it
isolating.
comes back
That's why
to
the
them.
NBA
But
was
not
so
only,
pressured
but not
to come
only
back
that,
so
not
fast.
only that, exactly.
And that's why I said that those lobbyists and those people are going to come
You're
back.
isolating just NBA. I'm saying the reason why this is perfect is because of the times we're in COVID.
Yeah.
They've already lost money.
Bare money.
Yeah.
So they need us to come back
They need to
to
boost.
boost them, which is why Trump is already co-signing. I want you guys to come back. The man
Yeah.
said no to European mans. Luca and them, we need you guys. Okay, come. We need you. Come. You know what I mean? I'm saying this time. That's what my whole point was, is the climate in this time. We've never been in this time where you've been you're not just shutting down the season because I'm choosing to and because I'm racist. And then now it's like, it's a game between who's power. You know what I'm saying? And you have to start your own league eventually. It's not that. You've already lost money due to a natural state of the culture and to the climate of what
pandemic.
happened because of
Pandemic.
a pandemic.
Yeah.
And then now you need me to come back. This is the time where I could say no.
There's
So
leverage.
I have double things to my advantage because you need me to come back because you already lost bare money because you have nothing going for you.
Yeah, I wouldn't have, to be honest, I wouldn't have been surprised if they would have just let the rest of the season just be foregone and see if the NBA players were willing to say that we're not going to play next season.
But
that's
the
what
I wouldn't have been surprised if that's what I honestly think they would have done. and if the NBA players were to say even next season that they weren't going to play, then maybe I think that they would actually go to
That's what I
start doing
was
some of the
saying.
things that they're
That's what I
going to
was
do.
saying.
But I doubt that the NBA players are actually going to extend it to that point and that degree.
The black mentality, that's our issue.
Yeah, and that's
the black
yes,
mentality.
it is.
It's the way that people are. It's I only care about you.
It's human nature too.
So much as it doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
I will make sacrifices for you.
It's not just
so
human
long
culture.
as it's
There's
not
bare communities.
It's both.
Greatly affecting.
Yeah, it's both.
That's what I'm saying. It's
but
it's
it's
a
also
human way of being.
but also
But
it's
there's also other
it's
races
the black
that
community too as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because
There's other races that
when you
Yeah,
got
pick
so
each other up.
if it's a human thing, then obviously black people are human.
No, I
So
understand it, but it's different in how economics are viewed in the urban African American
In, like, the
community
Jewish.
than the Jewish and the white community and everyone else. Even for example, how it is in the NBA, the first thing you always ask them is, "What are you gonna buy?" The first thing they always say is, "I'm gonna buy my mom this
Exactly.
and this and this and that." And then, but when you ask the white players and other stuff, they're just like,
Stocks,
"My parents
invest."
already have a
Yeah.
house." This is that.
Exactly.
Like it is so backwards that your
How we
child
think.
is taking
Exactly.
care of your
Not
parents.
supposed
And they're like 19, 20 in their 20s, and your parents still work and still like they still are functioning and everything. And now you're funding
But you
their
have to
life,
sacrifice
and then now
half
you're
your
funding
money.
your cousins,
Exactly.
and now you're funding
Exactly.
your like everyone's coming out of the woodworks, and it's always known in the black community. I've never heard that in any
Antoine
other
Walker.
community. Yeah, there's no other. All the white players, you never hear these stories because it's like, yeah, well,
They
I
don't
got
expect
this.
it from you.
I don't need that.
They
I don't
just expect you to
that.
invite me to that party. That's all they expect.
Exactly. That's
They don't
it.
expect you to
I
fund
just want to
me
be at the
the
turn up, and that's it.
business
I'm not
proposal.
trying to.
And that's the reason why the owners know, as much as you guys are saying that you're not going to play,
You need it.
it's a pump fake because you need it
I
more
agree with
than
you.
I need it.
I agree
So
with you.
if you're not
I
going to
agree
play,
with you.
okay, fine, don't play. Next season, are you going to play? And when we bring up these guys from the G League, are you going to play? Because as we spoke about before,
That's the point.
people that literally have medical conditions aren't getting paid. So clearly what you're saying is true in terms of all they care about is the dollar, but the league is always going to outlast the players.
But this is the part that you're forgetting. Being billionaires and rich comes with a lot of pride. And if they look at the books and they see they lost $200 million, those guys cannot sleep well with that kind of loss.
Like as much as the
and
G
not
League-
only that is that they will sit there and see how much of it's economic. Like your arena powers so many different people.
Yeah.
The staff that's there, everyone that's around, the whole staff,
reaction.
the whole everyone around the parking lot, like everyone is so predicated off of just one sport event. So many people get paid off of it that the city will start coming like, yo, guys, get this in order.
Yeah,
now we're paying for all these people
With
to be
COVID,
off of
where you're already
off of unemployment
It's
because
true.
your league isn't together.
It's true.
And you know you could pay the security mans and all these other guys that
It's
could
true.
have
You
their
know, it's a
jobs.
perfect example of what you guys are saying because I actually agree with what you guys are saying. I'm just not sure how exactly the owners would have responded, but I think it's clear at like this juncture with everything that we've seen that the most intelligent thing that they could have done, or at least the most effective thing that they could have done was choose to sit out, right? But what you guys are saying is true because if we look at the Washington Redskins, right?
Yeah.
That is I don't understand how you can even have a team called after an expletive.
Yeah.
Okay? Literally called after a racial slur.
Yeah.
All right? That owner literally said, I will never change the name. But the instant that FedEx was like, yo, we're taking our name off.
Yep.
Nike was like,
The
we're not
dollar
selling any
started
of your
going
merchandise.
Yeah.
Right? Once the bigger company stepped in, right? Which means that the players could even go to their shoe endorsements. Right?
That's what it is.
There's so many different,
Avenues.
right? They could go to Nike and say, listen, Nike.
But they won't do that. That's what I'm saying. It's the black mind. They go about opportunities. The fact that you even said the NBA will continue, though, they can go, I'm going to take these G League players. The fact that they have players to go take means we're not in unison.
But-
They know these niggas will go for this opportunity. Certain, we could break them apart. We'll just go for the lesser guys that will be, they're salivating
more
for this
hungry.
moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
That's the mentality of us. We're waiting for that moment. You could
The replacement
Exactly.
players. Like,
if you go to the Jewish community and once they're in unison, they're in unison. You say, "Oh, I'm gonna go to the bottom and try to." Man's gonna be like, "Are you dumb?" But they know they could do that.
But
Go
they're
ahead.
also in a different position.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
But on the flip side too, even if the owner said, "Let's get the G League players," let's be real: are the G League players bringing in the same amount of revenue as our current players?
Which is why they won't do
Not
that.
at all.
Exactly.
Like this was
players-
actually the perfect climate.
Exactly.
Yeah. It was perfect storm, and they had all the
Financially.
leverage.
And you could
They
get
had
away
all
with
the
it because
leverage.
you didn't have to play. Like you could.
Yeah, you could have actually hid
You could have
behind
pump faked
the
it.
Black Lives
Exactly.
Movement.
And not only that,
And
not
the
only that, even
pandemic, the
COVID. And the
pandemic.
pandemic. You didn't have
Yeah.
to play. You could say, "Oh, I'm scared of the COVID."
Yeah.
But you have a hidden agenda.
you haven't, yeah.
You could have done however. There's so many.
And even to show, for example, what this is that since the NBA came back, you know, all the talk shows like ESPN was having the detective attorneys on there.
Yeah.
The attorney general came onto First Take, bro,
Yeah.
about the George Floyd situation.
Yeah.
You don't see any of these now. Now they're like, oh,
They're
yeah,
done.
who's going to win the championship? Like the segments and everything has
It's just
changed. The
terrible.
narrative has
It's
changed.
not.
Everything
the
has
same.
been
It's
a
not the
footnote.
It's just
Like it's so bad when you know the president of the NBA, MBPA being Chris Paul has to put that out on
Yeah.
his IG. You know something.
bad.
You
It's
know they feel it personally because not only that they're isolated, so they can't even go out and about and try and make
Be
anything.
in the streets,
They're
nothing.
in a
they're
bubble.
in a bubble.
So
Yeah.
now you've isolated the
It's perfect. It's
superstar
perfect
top
for
end
them.
players.
You're
exactly.
giving them money and you're all on one spot. You can't do nothing.
Exactly.
You're not going
and
to
then if
rallies.
you leave, then I could turn it around and use the
Exactly.
pandemic on you and say
Exactly.
you're not medically cleared.
Yeah.
You have to quarantine for 14 days. So now they flipped the whole narrative on these guys when they had the perspective and they could have done it all on them and used the leverage.
This, at the end of the day, this also comes down to unity,
So
right?
many
Yeah,
things. That's
100%. That's
the main
even
thing.
first
Even
and
now-
foremost. Yeah.
Even now, there's nothing that says that the NBA players can't see the way that things are going
Mhm.
and unite and say, unless we see this by this date, there
Wow.
will be no playoffs,
Mhm.
Exactly.
Mhm.
right?
Absolutely.
So
They
as
could
they
still.
as they play, they're giving us a foretaste, but there's a threat that's looming
Yep.
that the owners are expected to do a certain action
That'll be perfect.
at least, or else there are
That's
not,
not-
or else there's not going to be any
LeBron already
playoffs
said he wants to
but-
play, so you already
but-
done.
at the same time, and then that's what it comes back
That's
to.
what Daniel
because
said. Unity.
Everybody wants
It's different.
everybody
Different
wants
agendas,
something,
yeah.
right? The hardest thing to be is to be united.
Yeah.
And
the
selfless.
hardest thing.
It's the hardest thing to be.
Yeah.
Even when you talk about being selfless, one person can be selfless. We have so many marriages that exist across the world where there's one person in the marriage who's selfless,
Yeah.
okay? And the other person who's just the embodiment of being selfish,
Mhm.
right? The hardest thing to be
It's
is to
united.
be
Yeah, it's
united.
facts. It's facts.
And you're asking all of black people
Yeah.
to be united,
When there's other factors that force them not to be. So
especially when you have a whole system
yeah.
that's been formed to keep them down, and you're expecting them to now pull themselves back up to unite over an issue and not be tempted to dip their hands into the cookie jar to take something
It's hard
for
it's
themselves,
Hard. It's hard.
and not just for themselves, right? And this is why I empathize with the NBA players, because you're talking about a type of wealth that is going to last for generations,
Mhm.
for your children's children's
Relatives.
children. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough.
But
It's true.
It's tough.
greatness, man. If you want to be great, if you went to a Black Lives Matter march, you would see that this thing is going to fizzle out.
Yeah.
Because people aren't really they're coming just because it's a wave. That's it.
But that's why but it's who
That's
we are.
it.
That's what I'm saying. It comes down to
That's
who
why
we
what
are.
LeBron actually said was low-key more powerful than what people thought. Because when he said it's not just a movement, right? Because a wave comes and then it goes, right?
He's part of that.
But this is supposed to be something that's supposed to last, right? These are ongoing issues.
So let's so what has happened? So we haven't done an episode on this, but it's happened maybe like a week ago. I'm not too sure how long ago, but it's been something that happened that we're definitely gonna talk about. And I know a lot of you fans, you kind of you know what it is. You'll know what it is. But basically, Bleacher Report, the almighty Bleacher Report, has come out with its own rankings before the scrimmages came, and they came out with the top 15 point guards of this season and the top 100 players of this season. Bruh.
Shame on you.
My God, let me just. Man, it's actually disrespectful. It's crazy. We're gonna go into it, man. We're gonna go into it. We're gonna look exactly. I'm gonna read you both. Just quickly. I'm just gonna go before we talk about anything.
What are you reading first?
I'm going to read the top 15 point guards. Let's do that first. Let me read that real quick. Give me a second here.
Wiling.
Yo. Top 15 point guards of this season. They have Spencer Dinwiddie at 15, D'Angelo Russell at 14, Fred VanVleet at 13, Bledsoe at 12, 11 Fox, 10 Ja Morant, 9 Kemba, 8 Trae Young.
Hold on, wait. They have Van Vliet before D'Angelo?
You should have done it from top to bottom so we can see who is getting disrespected.
You want me to do it from top to bottom?
Yeah.
All right, I'll do it. Let me do it from bottom.
Just continue.
Let me just do it from bottom to top. Let me just already start.
So what are we on, PGs?
15, just PGs. They have Spencer Dinwiddie at 15. All right, you listening?
Mm-hmm.
14 for D'Angelo, 13 for Van Vliet. They have Van Vliet better than D'Angelo, which is hella disrespectful.
That's crazy.
They have but they're saying for this season, they have Eric Bledsoe better than Van Vliet. It doesn't matter, exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Fox, they have Morant. They have Morant at 10. They have Kemba Walker at 9. Kemba Walker, who was an all-star this season, at 9.
Oh my God.
But who do they have above?
Trae Young at 8.
Trae Young's at 8?
And he's averaging the most as a point guard this season. He's averaging almost 30. Westbrook at 7. Lowry at 6.
They have Lowry before Trae Young?
Before Trae Young, before Westbrook, before Kemba.
Don't they do
They have Kyrie at 5.
this kind of crack list every year?
They have Ben Blood Clot Simmons at 4.
Who can't shoot?
Chris Paul at 3, Dame at 2, and Luka at 1. And he's not even a point guard, so I don't even understand.
I'm not mad at the top 3.
But Luka's not even a point guard. I'm tired of this shit. It says small forward. Yes, he ball handles, just like LeBron ball. You can't put LeBron and Luka do the same thing, but then why isn't LeBron in this list? They pick and choose.
Facts.
That's true.
I don't know, man.
Facts. Because LeBron leads
Harden
assists.
Exactly. Harden was playing point guard too last year.
The league is weird now, anyways. Because
Luka is not a point guard. Stop with the cap. I'm tired. Put him in a small forward category. That's what he is. Like, what are you doing? Just because the way he plays? No, it's listed as small forward. I go everywhere. SF. No, you put him in a point guard list? Like, that's why I already know this list is already for
But how can they do that? Is it because he plays?
Because they want to.
Because they want to. They're just doing whatever they want to do. LeBron does the exact same thing Luka does. And Harden did last year, too. And he was never PG.
I'm glad to see my boy at 2, though.
Who? Dame?
Yeah.
But yet, they have him at 2, but yet he was almost an all-star snub. Niggas are like, man, just be talking nonsense, man. It actually cheeses me.
Honestly, I don't know what the world sees in Ben Simmons. You remember, I was a big
you're Ben Simmons
extra high.
Yeah.
You were.
that was my guy. But I've watched this guy so much, and I've seen the growth in his game, which is non-existent.
There's no growth.
Okay.
His growth was one jump shot.
I've seen the growth in his game.
His only 2 jump shots he basically made. It was one preseason, wasn't it? And then the next preseason.
He can't even toss fish in the ocean. He's missing.
Oh
wow, yo!
You've joined the disrespect wagon.
The video.
But hold on,
y'all didn't see that?
Why? Oh, the fish.
No,
it's actually
that actually happened.
He tried to toss a fish off, and it bounced off the pavement before it got to the water.
He couldn't throw a fish in the ocean.
Bruh.
That's symbolic because he can't get no bucket. He can't take no shot. But no. Lowry over Westbrook.
Yeah, that is
Trae Young.
Yo, I have to speak on this for a second. Okay?
No.
Guys, you guys are being lied to. Lowry, I don't know if this man has, I don't know if he has chicken bones somewhere hanging from his house. I don't know what spell
what black magic this man is casting on people. Okay? I don't understand. Even when you look at where he is on the top 100, and the people.
Oh, let's talk about, bruh.
He's rated over Devin Booker. Bro, listen. We are Raptors fans here. Are you a Raptors fan?
100%.
Are you Raptors fan?
Not really, but
Lauren, are you Raptors fan? Anyways,
I'm a Raptors.
Lowry, like, yo, I don't understand this disrespect of Westbrook. I don't understand. I get it. He's not the best shooter. But why then is Ben Simmons at 4?
yeah.
Are you serious? Are you serious? You don't see that you're being lied to, bro? How can you put Ben Simmons, who literally cannot shoot at all, period? Ever.
Ever.
As a matter of fact, he doesn't even try.
Yeah, he doesn't even.
And then you go to compare him to Westbrook? Do you see what this man does?
Man averaged 3 straight triple doubles.
Bro, and this is what I hate. They boost up Oscar Robertson all the time. Right? These old heads be talking about, oh, he averaged a triple double.
Yeah.
That's always what I heard about Oscar Robertson.
Yeah, the big O.
Do you realize the big O averaged a triple double? You realize how hard that is? Westbrook done that 3 times in a row. And you guys talk about him like he's a scrub.
Right?
Like he's just a waste man. Bro, Westbrook is better than most of these point guards, bro. Most of these. What GM in his right mind would take Lowry over Westbrook?
But why do you think they what is the rationale?
They're saying that a lot of them, again, for this year, a lot of them is all advanced
they even
stats.
realized that they even put it in there. They said that a lot of you would be like, how is he ahead of Westbrook or Kemba Walker? It makes no sense. Then they said, and actually, it makes perfect sense.
It's because they're
That's
talking
what
about, they do analytics, they do these things. So basically, they look at win shares and this and all this type of stuff. First of all,
they said his value is underrated. Lowry's value is underrated. That is the biggest cap of the year. Underrated.
like, there's things that hold on, let me speak to the fans real quick. Now, fans will always think I'm disrespecting, and this is where I get into the issue with fans a lot of the time. Y'all always think that I'm disrespecting a player, not even just Lowry. You think I'm disrespecting the player because you have boosted him so high that when I rate him properly, you think it's lower on what you have him, so you think I'm disrespecting him. No, you've over boosted him from what he actually is. Lowry I've seen him talk with AI, and he even said, wow, a kid from Philly made 4 All-Star games. You couldn't write this shit up. He is already surprised at what he's accomplished because he knows what he is. He knows he was never a starter until he came to the Raptors. And when the Raptors had him as a starter, they put him on a trading block because they said, no, we're not doing this shit. Then they won by accident and they kept him. That's what happened. That's actually what happened. And now he's become an all-star, which I give him the intangible stuff that he does. I can name a plethora of players that do what Lowry does when it comes to intangibles and stuff like that. And they're not rated the way Lowry is boosted and rated to the all-star caliber. Now, it doesn't mean Lowry is trash. It doesn't mean Lowry isn't it. It doesn't mean Lowry is not crucial.
Lowry. He's a very good player.
He does a lot of the little things. He takes charges. He does a lot of the winning plays. Lowry does, and he fights to the end, and I love his heart. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you now put him in this elite caliber player, when he's never been a top 20 scorer in the league, in the league of scoring point guards, man's roast Rubio and roast Alonzo. This man is averaging 17, 15, 16, around that, maybe 18 and all that. At his best was 20. When you have guys like Dame averaging 30, you have Kemba on his worst time averaging 21. His worst was Lowry's best.
You have Russell Westbrook averaging triple-double.
Trae Young in his second year is almost at 30.
Dog, it's wild, bro.
It's disrespectful.
Like, what are we talking about?
It's disrespectful.
What are we actually like, bruh?
I can't imagine how the players like Trae Young even feel seeing that.
It's so. Let me go to the top 100. Let me because these mans are Giannis at 1, top 100. LeBron at 2, we get it. Kawhi at 3. Harden at 4. We got Luka at 5. We got Jokic at 6. Lillard at 7. 8 Davis. 9 Butler. We got Middleton at 10. No.
Middleton.
Like, see, this is what and look at the face they put him in. Look at the face they give him because they know it's an ugly pick. Look at the face they put on him. They know it's an ugly pick. So we got Middleton at 10. Tatum at 11. Middleton is better than we going whatever. Anyways, we're gonna go up. Embiid at 12. Chris Paul at 13. Karl Anthony Towns at 14. Ben Simmons at 15, above Paul George at 16, above Siakam at 17, above Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert is even better. Kyrie Irving 19, Lowry at 20. Top 20 in the league. They said Lowry, all positions, is top 20.
Sorry.
At 21, we got Bradley Beal. They said Lowry is better than Bradley Beal, and Bradley Beal's averaging 29 and was an all-star snub. Bradley Beal.
Going on?
They said Lowry is better
Juju.
Yo, listen. They said Lowry's better than Bradley Beal. They have Bradley Beal 21. They have Lowry at 20. Bradley Beal 21. Westbrook 22. They have Trae Young 23.
This is
They have
Last
Kemba
one.
Walker 24. They have Drew Holiday 25, which I've taken him 10 times over Lowry. They have Bam at
100
26.
times.
They have Devin Booker at 27.
Devin Booker.
Oh my goodness, man.
This is
Brandon Ingram at
trash.
28. Like, what are Zion at 29? Like, what is going on here? Jaylen Brown at 30. Shea at 31. And Donovan Mitchell. Like, Lowry's better than Donovan Mitchell? In what world?
No, this is just to show you. Listen, watch this, guys. I'm gonna explain it to you guys, okay? Because I know all of you guys want to say I'm subscribing because
Lowry's
the
better
way
than
that you
McCollum?
disrespect Lowry. Unsubscribe.
Lowry's better than McCollum?
Daniel, chill.
Let me.
I mean, just hit the unlike button.
Let me
Just
explain
dislike.
this.
Don't
dislike,
that.
just dislike.
Let me explain this to
Dislike.
you. Lowry on the Raptors has always been, at best, second fiddle.
Even third.
Is that true?
Zach LaVine 44?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yes. Okay, that's true. All right. Who was the leader on the team before Kawhi got there? DeMar DeRozan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Okay.
Even
DeMar
being the Frozen, he's still the leader.
DeRozan was the star of the
But like,
team,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And now all of a sudden, DeMar goes to the Spurs.
And
DeMar is rated at like 50 something. And Lowry is rated at 20. So are you guys saying that Kyle Lowry is better than DeMar, your king?
talk to him.
That you want back?
Bro, it literally, he's just being hyped.
But even then,
Yes.
your perfect point, you're saying Lowry, just take it in. Lowry's at 20, and every time they rate him, he's always been the second fiddle. Exactly what you said. He's the second fiddle to DeRozan, and already we know how we feel about DeRozan. He's a second fiddle.
to
Then
Pascal.
Kawhi comes, second
He's
fiddle.
the third
now
fiddle.
Now
Pascal.
Yeah, Kawhi comes, he's third fiddle.
Yeah.
And then now
Pascal.
Kawhi leaves, and Pascal's there.
Pascal.
He's now second fiddle.
Yeah.
And you have him at 20?
Above guys who
Who
are
are
literally
number one?
the man on their team.
Over
They are-
Donovan
their
Mitchell.
whole team is planned around them, bro.
That's
Like
actually-
Zach LaVine. Do you guys understand who we're talking about?
Westbrook.
Devin Booker, bro, these are guys who are so nice. Who are like,
Jamal
Hold on.
Murray.
Hold-
It's actually disrespectful.
I'm gonna look up. What was Zach LaVine's highest scoring game? Did he?
Hold on, let me look while you talk. Go ahead.
I know he either was high 40s or he cracked 50.
Bro, he was having like 20-something point run for the longest time. I had him in fantasy. He was nice to me. Unfortunately, he doesn't play defense, but
Zach LaVine
offensively,
this year's
he's good.
averaging 25.5.
Yeah, he was killing it.
He's
Dog.
averaging 25.5 on 45% from the field and 38 from the three-point line, which
Damn.
is solid.
Dog, y'all don't want.
Kyle Lowry this year is averaging 19.7. Like, what are the... No,
Dog.
what are we... And I know, obviously, it's not just about scoring, but at the end of the day, in this league, it comes down to that. That's what it comes
How
down
much
to.
assists? What's his
Donovan
assist?
Mitchell.
He's averaging 7 assists.
Devin
He's averaging great
Booker.
assists. He's averaging
Like,
8 assists
come
and
on,
5
man.
rebounds. He's doing a lot.
That's wild,
Kyle
bro.
Lowry is snapping.
Y'all even put Kyle Lowry ahead of
Even
Zion.
then, they say Zach
Are
LaVine.
y'all
Take it in.
serious?
They say Zach LaVine is inefficient and all this stuff. He's shooting 45% from the field, and Lowry for the season is shooting 41.
Dog.
He's shooting 41.
Yo,
Did you
he
guys
good,
ever
man.
used to play? Did you guys ever used to play Pokemon?
Gotta catch him.
Lowry is abracadabra.
Oh.
That's who he is, bro.
They are going to come after Daniel today.
I'm
He
dead.
is a sidekick
put that
Pokemon, and he's hit you all with confusion. I'm dead.
Confusion.
No, I feel like they just pick a name out of a hat at this point.
Nah, like to have Lowry above consecutively. Lowry above. You have 21 was who? They have Lowry 20. He's above Bradley Beal, Dan Westbrook,
Devin Booker.
Dan Kemba. Sorry, then Trae Young, then Kemba, and then couple more, then Devin Booker. He's
Zion. Dog, they have him above.
He's gonna have a heart attack,
bro.
Yo,
Like it's just wild.
and this is exactly
and
what I'm
then
saying.
they put Fred VanVleet ahead of Zach LaVine.
And yet he's above all
Van
these
Vliet
guys
above Zach
who have
LaVine?
I know.
signature shoes.
This is crazy.
And what does Lowry
Does
have?
Lowry have a shoe?
All he has
Hell
is they
no.
give him free shoes.
They give him
They
Harden.
say, "All right, here,
They give him Harden.
wear these, wear these."
It's actually disrespectful.
Like I don't want to be rude or disrespectful, but guys, come on, bro.
They're being disrespectful.
Like, yo,
This-
look at the players that they're putting the man ahead of.
But this is why too. This is why I feel like Raptors like will hit a cap and that's it. Because we overhype the talent so much.
Exactly, which is why you don't get
Word.
true.
Like
elite.
Kawhi it was our fairy tale story and that was it. That was it.
Word,
But
like,
and that's why
Bradley
I
Beal?
understand
Oh,
that. I understand if it's us hyping it up. But how
I can't-
does
I can't.
Bleacher Report?
American media hype.
Because these
How
guys,
do-
all they do is they
It's
look,
the
just look at
stats.
stats.
That's why
man.
Lowry this
That's what
year
I'm
in
saying.
stats.
Because
It's
they
all
don't watch
analytics.
the games.
They don't want. Yeah,
They
it's
just
all
say,
watch,
"Oh,
man.
okay, Raptors won.
They don't
Who's their
watch.
best player that we know of?
This
Lowry."
is why.
And that's it.
This is why for all those years,
Bro, the fact
they
that
didn't have
Pascal's
DeMarcus
17,
as like a top 5, top
Yeah.
10 player.
yeah.
Like there was a point where Boogie was literally like, bro, if you actually understood ball and you actually watched ball, Boogie has well, I shouldn't say always, but back then, before he got injured,
Yeah.
yo, Boogie was by far a top 10 player, period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Period.
yeah.
He's a
And
beast.
top 3 big, period.
Period.
Just to show what they're doing is wrong. This is the perspective I try to tell people, and people don't understand. Y'all don't understand that this game, this NBA game, is a lot about situations. It's a lot about situations. Perfect example. Let's look at Bradley Beal, who they have Lowry rated over then. Okay, the fact that Lowry has never been talked about and been an all-star and been even discussed without being in a winning situation, but yet Bradley Beal is in a losing situation and still was considered an all-star snub, shows you the situation has made someone elite versus me. If I'm elite in all situations, how are you better than me? How can you use your situation as a talking point to sell me why you're better than me when it's your situation? Without your situation, you weren't even a starter. He wasn't even a starter.
Facts. Yeah, because when he's not winning, he became a trade bait.
And that's what people don't understand. That, like, the fact that,
that's it.
oh, he's on a bad team, he's not a winner. He's playing with guys you can't even name. And he's killing and he's carrying.
Yeah.
And he still has his team going to the bubble.
Just watch Washington play.
Like, what are you talking about? Lowry without all these guys is like, you don't even name. Until Lowry came to the Raptors, he was not even spoken of. He wasn't even a starter.
They have him ahead of Jaylen Brown.
I can't wait
And
to see.
Jason Tatum.
I can't wait to see the season. I can't wait to
Bro,
see how
this
this
is-
turns
this is-
out.
Nah, the fact that they
so
put
much
Trae Young
disrespect.
like they put
It's
like
disrespectful.
Trae Young, who was like he was voted in as a fan.
It's actually
like he was voted in from
disrespectful.
he was a starter. He didn't even need to go through the coaching process. He was voted in as a starter, and I'm behind you. At least I was. This you want to compare him and Kemba, both voted in, whatever. Trae Young, averaging 30 almost.
Devin Booker is just that one is still shocking me.
Devin Book, like nah. This is like it's so disrespectful, man.
To me, it's
Westbrook, even
it's still
forget everybody else. Westbrook.
I
It's still
know.
Westbrook. To
I
me,
know.
it's still
Even
Westbrook.
Trae Young, they're young with it. Westbrook.
Westbrook,
Yeah.
like,
How is
y'all don't. When has Kyle Lowry ever been in the conversation of MVP? You realize
Westbrook has won an MVP.
you're talking about an MVP player, bro.
And there's only a small few of them in the NBA because it's only recycled. The MVP guys are
like, yo, what do you guys?
this man is
like,
part of that
what?
echelon, and Lowry has never been on the top 10 MVP. Not even close.
Bro,
Not even in
And
the
this is
fourth.
not-
Like
this is again. We are
crazy.
not hating on Lowry. We are not disrespecting Lowry. Every Raptors fan loves Lowry. We love him. Okay? But just because I love my dog doesn't mean that my dog will beat Clifford. Okay?
Oh my god.
We have to be realistic.
Nah, that's crazy, man. Like, that's like honestly, like
How
this
do you
is
feel about Pascal being 17?
70. Pascal
That's
being
too
17.
high.
That's too high.
That's too
But
high.
The fact that they have JT, they have Jason Tatum at 11 and Pascal at 17 already just shows you like that whole
No,
conversation.
man,
But
Pascal, and this is the reason
Pascal
why
one above Paul
you
George.
stop men from working the way that they should work. You stop men from grinding the way that they should
Yeah,
grind.
because they're seeing this as, oh shit, they're looking at me like
Hold
I'm
on. Let's just take this in.
No, it's not
Paul
only
George.
that. The owners and these execs, these are what they see.
And this is why we give out stupid contracts for nothing.
Yeah, and Kawhi was the only worth contract we ever decide to get for a guy.
even
Let's take
Rudy Gobert is way too high on this.
hell yes.
Way too high.
They have
Way
Paul George
too
at
high.
16 when last year he was an MVP candidate. And Pascal 17? One behind him. Like, it's so disrespectful what they do. And I don't care. Like, there's only so much context you can say, oh, well, this season he's doing this. You can apply.
Yeah,
'Cause yes,
Pascal in front of Kyrie. Listen, y'all need to stop being so disrespectful.
Is Pascal
Y'all need to
really-
stop
Is he really
being
in front of
disrespectful.
Kyrie's at 19.
Do you know who Kyrie is?
Are you guys serious?
Do you know who Uncle Drew is?
You're saying because he got injured and whatever.
Y'all forgot. Y'all have amnesia.
But then they be cooking us in the
Yo, you know what happened? You know what happened? Will got mad.
Who?
Will Smith, he got
Yeah.
mad,
Yeah.
right? So he got out his MIB pen. He started giving people amnesia.
On the glasses.
I'm dead.
Bro.
Don't kill me.
This don't make no sense. Yo,
Nah.
Kyrie Irving.
That's crazy.
Like, yo, do you realize Kyrie Irving, not only is he a champion, Pascal's a champion, so is Kyrie. Okay? Kyrie, I would argue, was more important to the Cavs winning those championships than even Pascal was to the Raptors winning its
100%.
championship.
It was 1A, 1B. Kyrie averaged the LeBron 29, Kyrie 27.
Okay? Kyrie, you could even debate Kyrie winning the MVP,
Yeah.
the finals MVP.
Facts.
Okay? You cannot even debate anybody other than number 2, Kawhi,
Hold on.
jailbraids Leonard.
Chill.
But hold on. All 11 votes, the fact that Van Vliet got a vote before Pascal already tells you.
Wow.
Where's Durant on this list?
Because he's injured. It's for this season.
Word.
In the finals, Van Vliet's got a vote before you as the second guy. What does that tell you? It was Kawhi. Van Vliet.
Did Kyle get one?
Oh, just all Kawhi and one for Van Vliet.
Even
What else do you need?
So even Raptors fans know.
What else do you
I'm
need?
saying this was the MVP, the people who vote for Finals
Yeah, the
MVP.
media, the media.
Dog,
media.
ever
Oh.
since, dog, this level of disrespect.
11 votes, 10 for Kawhi,
This
1
is
for
disgusting.
Van Vliet.
But how is Ben Simmons the 15th best player in the NBA? It's
Yo, Ben Simmons is literally the most overrated player in the NBA.
So they have Ben Simmons above.
They had to switch him to power forward to
Bro,
make him
They
useful.
have him above Paul George.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have him at 15. The fact that
Trey Young, everybody.
the fact that Ben Simmons has
He can't shoot.
been so bad that they even said, yo, we should
Change
trade
positions.
him or we should trade Joel Embiid.
Exactly.
How are you top 15 and
And
people
not
are
only
saying
they
that
change
about
your
you?
position for the
Yo,
bubble.
Can
to
you
change
can you
positions.
imagine taking Ben Simmons off of the 76ers
Oh my
and
God.
inserting Paul George
Carl
instead?
Anthony Towns is 14? No, these guys
That's
lost
cap.
their mind.
Why
They
is he
lost
that
their
high?
goddamn mind.
That guy plays zero defense.
And from this year, they're talking about this year. What is the Timberwolves doing?
No,
So hold
this
on.
is,
You have Karl Anthony Towns that high, but then you put Devin Booker that low, and Devin Booker is
And Devin Booker's in the bubble.
so
and
we
Karl
can't
Anthony
even
Towns
say it's
level.
because of winning.
exactly. That's what
We
my.
can't
that's
even
what
say
this
it's
coming
because
to.
of winning.
Because Devin Booker's scoring. Like, what are you? Nah, this
Yeah,
like.
bro.
Devin Booker literally dropped 71 points in a game.
I think someone's just picking out of a hat.
Honestly,
It's actually just crazy.
like,
This is
take
why I
in-
take in media.
even Michael Jordan, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, never scored 71 points in a game.
Crazy. Fact. 69.
We're talking about Wilt,
Oh,
Kobe, Devin.
it's crazy.
Like, are you guys serious, bro?
They don't get
And you're
it,
saying
man.
you're gonna put Kyle Lowry in front of them? Yo, I don't have a voice no more. Man.
It's so crazy, man. It's actually crazy, man. Like bruh, it's actually crazy. Look, I'm looking. What am I? Bro?
I can't see.
Nah,
Bro, it's just crazy, bro.
I'm not yelling no more.
Like nothing.
It's
This is a shame.
2020 is a wild year.
That
This is
the easiest.
this is a shame.
yo, look at this. James Harden is the number 1 scorer in the NBA, and Bradley Beal is number 2 at 30.5.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Above Giannis. And then Trae Young is tied with Giannis with 29.6.
And
Dame,
y'all put-
Luka, Westbrook, Kawhi, Anthony, Devin Booker at 10, above LeBron. Then Zach LaVine, then Ingram, then Donovan Mitchell, then Pascal, then JT, then CJ, then DeMar, then Wiggins, then Kemba, then Chris, then Sexton, then Dinwiddie. I don't even see Lowry. He's at 29.
Yeah.
You had a Stephen A. Smith moment.
Like, what? Even Jaylen Brown is at 24. Like, what are we talking about, man? Are we serious right now?
Dog, I'm
Lake
done.
almost levitated out of his seat.
Like, what?
I'm done with this, man.
Yo.
Buddy Hield scores more than Lowry, and he's not even a starter.
Facts.
Are we serious right now?
Doesn't Lou Will too? Probably.
Like, Drew Holiday's right behind him. Like what are, like, bro, this is, it's so disrespectful, man. Like,
20,
listen.
bro.
and I know it's not just about scoring. Obviously, he does other things, but at the end of the day, when we're in all-star caliber,
No.
the offense is what's predicated more.
Scoring is the most important thing in basketball.
It is, because that's what you can replicate. That's what you can do. You can replace someone who can play solid defense. You can get role players to do X, Y, and Z. You can't get someone to do the bulk of the scoring. That's why you're the number 1 option. It's because of getting buckets at the end of the day. Like Kyrie, Uncle Drew had said, it's all about buckets at the end of the day. It's all about it. Now, how you get it is up to you. Because even LeBron, you want to talk about LeBron, and LeBron's the best player, and you say, oh, you know, he's an unselfish player. He scores way more than he assists.
Word.
This is his first year averaging 10 assists plus. So shut up. What are we talking about?
Word.
But Westbrook's been averaging 10 assist seasons how many times? But he's not elite.
Right.
Like, I'm tired of these. I'm tired. You praise LeBron getting 1 time. He's averaging double-digit assists, what a man has done for 3 straight seasons with the rebounds.
Right.
And LeBron has never averaged 10 rebounds.
LeBron has never averaged more.
A point guard did what LeBron was like.
And what's worse is y'all hate on Westbrook
with no
for
spacing.
padding stats
Like,
when LeBron pads stats.
it's crazy. And
So
Westbrook does it better.
if you guys are able to recognize LeBron's greatness despite the fact that he pads stats, then why can't you recognize Westbrook's greatness despite the fact that he pads stats? Why do you hate on Westbrook saying, oh, his shooting percentage is so bad, he shoots too much, but then Ben Simmons can't even shoot?
Facts. Well, it's actually crazy.
And lastly, oh yeah, I forgot to bring up this point too. And as well with Westbrook, I want to commend him with what he did with the MBPA on the T-shirts.
Yeah,
It's the only actual thing that actually has someone
combining
putting
with
something-
MBBA, doing
combining that, putting some real statements, nice T-shirts, nice design. He actually put that together. I commend him for that. So
yeah, he's a Jordan athlete.
Exactly. I appreciate.
And let's also commend
guy for
Kyrie
that.
for putting the documentary
out
together.
for Breonna Taylor.
Yeah.
Yes. And Kyrie doing behind the work.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that.
Kyrie's
Yeah.
he's snapping, he's doing the work. You know what I mean? We commend all of them.
Don't worry, Kyrie, man. They hate on you for saying that the Earth is flat. Shaq said that the Earth is flat,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't see nobody hating on him.
You already know why. Because he left LeBron. I try to tell these people, man. Like, it all comes down to
And in the nature he did it and how everything came out.
this is the first negative thing against LeBron. So we already know, man. Like, bruh, at the end of the day.
But this
We
is
gotta
why
be
this
more.
podcast is important. You see what I'm saying?
You already know. We
Because
enlightened.
if it wasn't for this podcast, y'all would actually think that Kyle Lowry is the 20th best player. You guys would actually,
Come get your education at IQ, because that's what I do. Come on now, man. That's, bruh, I can't. I'm gonna have trouble sleeping, yo.
I'm telling
And then now what they're going to do, they're going to play his Fugazi buzzer beater that just happened in the scrimmage. Like, oh, Kyle Lowry is the 20 best player. When it hit the backboard and clapped all sides of
It's
the rim.
okay. Let's see how the season ends. That's all I'm waiting for. Let's see how playoffs go.
No, it's just I don't know how you can watch basketball and you think Westbrook isn't a better player.
When a man uses his ass more than big man.
Oh my gosh.
The fact that his offensive play was to go through George Hill's legs. What in your mind? What?
Like they'll come like.
How you gonna
come on
nutmeg
now.
a man when you're playing ball? Who does that? I've never seen anyone go through another man's legs. At the top.
Like, like, are we serious? What kind of arsenal?
Triple threat stance.
When between a man, instead of give a man a piggyback in game in real time game.
Real time game, clutch, triple threat. You have the ball
And went under his
jab
leg.
step, jab step. What?
Try to give a man a piggyback.
Out of all areas to go on the court, you
Jab
say,
step
"Let me go
dip.
through his
Man did a
legs."
jab step dip. Like, are
You say, "Let me go through his legs."
Nah, but like we rate Lowry. Obviously, I rate his heart. I
lose
rate
your
his
fans.
intangibles. I rate it. But now when we're talking about in comparison of the Hall of Fame, like the Hall of Fame All Star and top tier players, like. Come on now, you guys just got to be real with yourself. There's no way I'm taking Kyle Lowry over Trae Young, over Kemba, over what's it called? Who else? Westbrook, Bradley Beal,
Booker.
Devin Booker.
Even Pascal should not be ahead of those guys
Any
that
of those
you just
guys,
mentioned,
yeah.
bro.
Both of them.
All those-
Bradley Beal, dog,
Yo,
Westbrook, like y'all, dog, y'all.
They were talking about trading for Bradley Beal to go on the
They made
Lakers.
240.
That's what they were talking about, to go play with LeBron and help him. They were talking about Bradley Beal. They didn't say Lowry. And when they said Lowry, that was cap. And what did LeBron do? I don't respond to that shit. Remember, they're like, oh, they need a point guard. And they're like, oh, Lowry, they're talking about this. That was never true.
Yo,
That's
when
all
they were
media.
picking the All-Star teams,
Facts.
how long did it take for them to
Lowry
pick
was the second last pick. And
The second last!
Not only that, and it's only because Giannis said, you know what? Because it was him between him and Bradley Beal, and he said, I'm gonna pick my guy Lowry because he told me before, because they just played the Raptors before. He's like, he told me before to make sure I'm not the last pick, so I'm picking him. That's the reason you weren't picked last. He said that on camera. He said
He
that.
said, make sure
Wow.
I'm... So in my own mind,
That's the Nigerian in him.
in my mind, in his
in
mind,
his own playground.
in his own mind,
In my mind.
Lowry knows where he stands. He knew I might be last.
he knew to ask for a favor. And he said, listen,
In my
when you guys are making your pick,
Make sure I'm not the
when
last
you
pick.
see my name,
Think about me.
he's foreshadowing. When you see my name with the other guys, please, sir.
Yeah.
please.
Giannis was
Make
gonna
sure
pick
I'm
the other
not
man
last.
and went, oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
My
He
bad.
said
Lowry
Lowry.
told
He
me.
said, yeah, because Lowry told me, he told me I'm not picking my guy
As soon as they
last.
saw 2 left on the board,
And it
and
was
there's
between him
Lowry,
and
he
Bradley
said,
Beal, and then what happened? And all he knows, he would have picked Bradley Beal, but he's because of that, and you took Lowry. And the fact that you said that because you knew I'm probably gonna be picked last. The fact that you're saying that to a man.
No, it
And
wasn't-
now
it
you're
wasn't
rated
Bradley
20.
Beal.
Yeah, it was him between Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal got picked last, and they asked Bradley
Was it Bradley Beal or
Yes,
was it
Bradley
was it
Beal.
Donovan?
No, Bradley Beal got picked last, and then it was not this year, it was the last year before that. It was the year before, and then Bradley asked Bradley Beal, how you feel about being picked last? He's like, I don't care. Like, I don't. They know where I stand, and they did that whole thing with him because he picked Lowry instead of him.
Gross.
Yeah, man.
All I know is that Bleacher Report needs to be drug tested. Everyone in there needs to be drug tested.
This is exactly when you guys hear me on all the time on the ones be saying, stop being plugged into the matrix and believe in media. Create your own identity. Stop believe these men be speaking nonsense, and y'all don't have the filter to decide. Oh, Bleacher Report said he's number 2. Oh, LeBron said he has these clutch stats. Oh, this person said this. Or this. You guys are capping. Watch the games.
Word.
You can't tell me Bradley Beal's coming off screens, pulling, doing step backs, and you watch Lowry and you're wowed. Once he does a step back, oh, he made that? And you're telling me he's the 20 best player? Like, are you serious? When on fast break, he's about to run and you yell, no, Lowry, before he shoots it, and you want to come, and you hear, he has the worst misses. You see it on my videos. You guys are panicking when he decides to go on his runs of trying to pull like Steph, and you guys roast him all the time, and he gets 0 points in a playoff game, and you want to come tell me he's better than Bradley Beal? Nah. Like, it's actually
no,
disrespectful.
Lowry.
Man. It's actually disrespectful.
Oh,
and
wait.
Ben Simmons had 0 points in a playoff game, and he's better than these guys.
1 point. 1 point. 1 point.
1 point.
Give him 1 point.
Man's are look at take it
1
in. Devin
point,
Booker
so
is
what was
on
that?
they put
On the
Devin
line?
take it in. And then rattle. Take it in. Take it in. Take it in. Take it in. They're showing taking what the media taking what fans are doing to you, how they're roasting you guys. Wilt Chamberlain has the pick where his face is there and he has the 100 points on a piece of paper. They put Devin Booker there and it says 71 and he's smiling. Why? Because he's in that category. But then for Lowry, they put 0 and they put your face there. For Ben Simmons, they put 1 and they put your face there. Are you serious?
Yeah, man.
And you have all these guys higher than Booker? Nah, like
they said, and it rattled.
that shit, boom, bing, bing, bing. This shit is terrible, man.
Had the Kawhi bounce?
1 point in a game when you hold the ball every possession? No, that's actually is reckless. You don't even like what? Nah. And then now they have to change your position because you're useless.
All right.
And you hit a 3 and the whole crowd is they go off for you hitting a 3 like you're a water boy. We see clips of mans in high school when the water boy comes in, the team manager comes in, shoots a 3 and everyone goes crazy. That's what Ben Simmons happens.
Yeah, man. You know what? It is what it is, man. It is what it is, man.
That's crazy, man. Anyways, we already know it's coming to an end. We appreciate y'all. You already know.
Yes, sir.
Again, always share, like, and subscribe. Thank you to everyone, Doreen, Daniel, Noah coming to the pod for another episode, bringing out another banger for you guys while the scrimmages are happening. You already know. We wanted to talk a little bit about, how like Joakim Noah and all these guys look for the teams, but it's scrimmages. It's not too much. We're not going to go too much into it. We're the IQ pod. So we'll wait till the games actually start. You feel me? You already know.
Word.
You already know.
It's true. It's true talk. It's true talk.
Look at this man.
It's true talk.
You already know. Anyways, we appreciate y'all. Another banger, like I said. It's IQ! Because that's what I do.
We do. You got to change it to we.
Yeah, it's IQ. You know what I mean. That's what we do. It doesn't really rhyme, but yeah, we got to alter it. You already know. There's no doubt here. We out here. There's no doubt here. There's no drought here. Anyways. And we out, man.